What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. Sean Steen, what do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
I think people have been talking about Guy Fawkes Night.
Did you go to a bonfire?
No. I don't really like fireworks. I think they're like looking at views. Just boring after a while.
Yeah, views. Yeah. I mean, the whole eye is overrated as far as I'm concerned. You don't like views?
But listen, you go out and then you've got to look at the fireworks and you go, this is great. And then 3 minutes in, you think, I'm bored now, I'm cold. And then you're stuck there.
Sean, is it a big night in your house? Do you do the bonfires?
Yeah, I like the bonfire thing. I mean, I had to take the RSPCA's advice quite seriously because they said you should check under your bonfire for sleeping hedgehogs. And I couldn't find any, but luckily I had some in the freezer. So. Yeah, got that sorted.
Yeah, sure.
I think I look like Guy Fawkes because the people on our road did an effigy and it really looked like me. They'd done it on our road. It was right in front of my house. It was kind of in my front garden. They'd even used, like, a photocopy of my face. And they were, like, chanting, "Weirdo out, weirdo out, weirdo out," which must be like a traditional chant or something.
John, did you go to a fireworks display?
It was a landmark year for me. This was the first year when I couldn't even be bothered to go to the window to look. Usually, if I hear some, I'll go and have a look at my neighbour's fireworks. But this year, I just thought, nah, I'm enjoying Gogglebox.
I think anyone who pays an entrance fee to a bonfire display doesn't understand what the sky is. Like, £2 in, I'm going to stand on that car over there and play with my £2 that I've just saved.
Taunt them with it.
Yeah, just...
The best firework display, I think, in history was in Scotland a couple of years ago. It was meant to last half an hour, but due to a technical hitch, all the fireworks went off in under a minute. Let's have a look. This was meant to last half an hour. You'd have made it to the window for that, wouldn't you, John?
I would have, yeah, if I'd have heard Armageddon outside my window.
Just imagine being there thinking, oh, how are they going to follow this up?
they're not.
I'd like to have seen the guy's face who lit them all and at the end just stood there just like that. I don't know.
Yeah, would you try to stop them? I reckon he just wanted to beat the traffic. He just sat and just ran to his car.
Let's have a look and see if Firework Night is up there. Yes, it was Bonfire Night this week. In one town in Kent, locals burnt an effigy of Apprentice star Katie Hopkins, which seems crazy because you can get the real Katie Hopkins for £75 plus travel.
Kate Middleton has finally come out.
So to speak.
So to speak. She's been vomiting in the castle.
She hasn't been vomiting, she's had hyperemesis gravidarum, actually.
Isn't it known as super sickness she's got?
Who came up with that? With the laziest doctor in the world. I've forgotten all the Latin I learned. Super sickness. That'll have to do.
It must be horrendous that she can't leave the castle.
Yeah, she's just got a castle. Imagine being stuck in a castle all day.
No, it's not very nice, but she must be thinking it's a great excuse for getting out some of the crap she has to do.
Ironing all those flags.
Yeah, exactly. Feeling poorly again. I'm not doing it.
Sean, the baby's due on April 29th. It's their anniversary. Are you excited?
I don't know. I mean, I've really struggled to find why this is a story. I mean, if it said scan reveals monkey... I put my tea down here. Hang on a sec.
Joe, how did your parents react to the news?
They love me, regardless.
I think... I just don't know. It literally doesn't read. Don't mind. I wish them no ill.
We only need one, don't we? Should just do an X Factor for the Royals, and there's one left, and that's the one I'll give a about. I just can't give a about all of them. They keep saying, oh, they're only 56p each. They go, well, yeah, but it's not about that. It's about not having a choice. If you give me a choice, I'd give that 56p to Leon and June off Gogglebox. They deserve it more.
They like the Royals, though. They'd be upset if you got rid of the Royals.
Now, Leon doesn't like the Royals, does he? Bollocks, I'm having a cracker. That's what Leon is. I did discover this week that apparently Diana used to call Harry the spare heir, which I think is fair play. That's quite funny. I'm surprised if there's a spare heir knocking around the palace, it hasn't been stuck to William's head.
Gabby, you did the coverage of the royal wedding.
Yes, I did.
Will you do the coverage of the... Will you be standing outside somehow?
No, I don't think I'll be called upon to do that. All that, it's a bit ridiculous, isn't it, when they stand outside the hospital going, we have no news to bring you. I can confirm nothing has happened. It's the worst rolling news story ever, isn't it?
The well-wishers outside that hospital made me look normal.
I don't get that generally. You know, when they go to the news and they'll send some reporter to the area to cover some story that's loosely connected.
No, it's always outside the football ground. Just, yeah, there's been a transfer story, and so I'm standing outside some gates.
The player's not here, the manager's not here, and neither is anybody who's anything to do with the deal. This is Brian Wilson reporting from Anfield.
Is that a mug of tea?
This is my imaginary microphone, which, whenever I try an outfit on that I'm going to wear on telly, I always hold my
I thought you were in the rain.
You always do... Sorry, whenever you do what on telly?
So sometimes if I try, like, clothes on that I'm going to be wearing on telly, say I'm going to the World Cup and I'm there for 30 days, I've got to have 30 outfits. When I try them on, I do this thing where I hold this imaginary microphone in front of to see what it looks like, which my husband finds hilarious.
Nice to hear someone English with confidence say, when I go to the World Cup and I'm going to be there for 30 days.
You're a Liverpool fan, aren't you?
Yeah.
Tell me, what's the story on Sterling?
Well, he basically said he couldn't do it. Well, someone said he couldn't play for England because he was too tired.
He said that?
Well, and then 24 hours later, he was spotted in the club at 3 a.m. partying. Now, the thing is, I'm a Liverpool fan. He can do whatever he wants. I mean, the lads are... If he's not playing for England and he's not playing for his club, we can have a bit of a break. What's wrong with that?
Apparently, Sterling approached Hodgson telling him, I'm not on my best form at the moment because I'm feeling a little bit tired.
In fairness to Raheem Sterling, I tried to watch that game and it turned out I was too tired to watch it. So if he was too tired to play in it, I understand. I think I got to about half-time before I fell asleep.
I should say, though, Sterling is teetotal. He was out till 3 a.m. the next day, but he was teetotal and he was up for training the next morning, so...
Times have changed, though. When my dad played for Leeds United, and they were playing Man United away, and he was really badly injured. He had a bruise that goes from your hip bone down to your knee. Couldn't move his leg. And so he was laid up at home. But when they got to Manchester, the Leeds team, one of the players got injured. And so they rang my dad up and said, can you get over here? It was 10 o'clock in the morning, kick-off was 3. Can you get over here? And he said, well, I can't. I said, don't worry, we'll inject your leg. And he had to get the train. I love the idea of him going across the Cross-Pennine train on his own, literally holding his football boots, about to play at Old Trafford. And this was like, you know, a top-level football match. Can you imagine Raheem Sterling going, yeah, I'll be on the Intercity 125, I've got my boots, I'll be there for you. And
Did he play?
Yeah, he played.
Did they win the game?
Yes, and they injected his leg with something that, you know, he can't walk now, but it's fine, you know.
But I personally think, though, they should pick all the England team from the Championships and all the divisions below. I don't think there'd be anyone from the Premiership, just from the Championship.
So you couldn't care... You just care about your team, you could not care less about England, right?
At the moment, I don't really care about the England football team, no.
I think that's... Is that not... That's quite a common thing now, isn't it?
You get so let down all the time when you're watching a match.
What do you mean you get so let down watching England? Did you not see the season Liverpool had last year?
The NHS, another bizarre NHS government screwed up crazy initiative to stop people getting fatter. I didn't mean that sounds so judgmental the way I said fatter, didn't it? I mean, to stop people getting fatter. Because of the cost of obesity to the NHS is huge. I mean, really massive cost. Like, really, a big fat cost to the NHS. A big, blubbery, great, big, wobbly, lard-arse bill. The NHS is going to have to stump up to pay for all the obesity that people have got caught They've caught it in their mouths and swallowed it.
What they've proposed is to try and help this problem that Sean has so eloquently and succinctly kind of put in a little nugget for us.
I think I got it across, didn't I?
I think you got it right over there. Is to give people vouchers as an incentive to lose weight. So you give them a £50 voucher, which I just think is absolutely ludicrous. It's like saying to an alcoholic, if you stop drinking, I'm going to give you £50.
I think the incentive thing's going to work, because I do that in my life already. I have incentives, like if I wash up, I then let myself play with fireworks.
Do you know what would sort out overnight? Ban lying. Morning, fatso. That's it. Just no more lying. The main point of the issue, isn't it? It's about the NHS, the cost of the NHS. It's not actually worrying about the individual health of people. And I think we've actually got to a point now. There's a famous speech in Macbeth where he says, "I've waded so far into the blood, I can't turn back, and I'll carry on." And I think we're at that stage with obesity, and there's no point trying to turn back. I think we should make people fatter so they have heart attacks sooner and they're not a burden on the NHS. So you'd have, like, you know, just in the street, just like custard pumps, and they just stop off and they just go...
My idea's a lot simpler.
What? Go on.
It's those gladiator travelators at the front of all chip shops. Let's see how much you want a sausage and batter, mate.
They're going for prevention rather than cure because, you know, people's, there is growing obesity in this country. It's been caused by our sedentary lifestyles and, well, mainly the cause is Bake-Off.
You can't say that. I always think about a balanced diet, you know, if you take sugar and cakes and all that things out of a diet, then it's not balanced anymore. It's like, would you blame, you know, when there's...
Excellent argument. I'll have another slice.
Anything in moderation is absolutely fine.
You can't blame the Bake-Off, though. I love the Bake-Off so much, Paul, by the way. And, like, the world is crumbling around us. Nothing we can do. ISIS are taking over the world. There's Ebola on the rise. Kim Jong-un is just going to blow us all to hell, and the Americans won't do anything about global warming, neither will the Chinese. There's nothing we can do, and sometimes all you want to do at the end of the day is just sit down and watch Mary Berry stick her tiny little teeth into a little biscuit and go, maybe, just maybe, we're all going to be all right.
Sean, Claudia, Jack, what have the nation been talking about?
You thought anything? What's happened to you?
The horse sandwiches.
Oh, the horse sandwiches.
They've been talking about horse.
The horse sandwiches is a really nice way of putting it.
I'd love a horse sandwich. Who doesn't? Yeah, but it was the burgers, and they got tested, and it's full of horse and badger.
Don't know if there was badger in it, but there was definitely... And it happened in Ireland, didn't they? They tested the burgers, and they said this has got... It's 30% horse was one of the burgers.
Good.
Have you eaten horse?
Yeah, I've eaten horse, yeah. What? I've eaten horse.
Where did you eat horse?
Where do I eat horse? In a horse restaurant. Have a horse salad. I like it in a salad, just a big lump of horse on the top. I like salad niçoise where you have a piece of tuna. I just have salad, a big lump of horse on the top.
So the people who kind of made the horse burgers said it was a mistake. It can't be a mistake. How do you unless they've mistaken a horse for a cow?
I think it's a bit more like, you know when you get dolphin in tuna?
Oh, we're back to tuna again.
Yeah, and you know when you catch your cows, you go out into the field with a big net to catch a load of cows. And you might get occasionally, you'll get a couple of horses.
Yeah. So that's why if you buy a burger, you should always get a horse-friendly burger.
Yeah. So you throw the net over and you drag them all off to the squashing plant. They just squash them flat, the burgers.
In fairness, what has happened, right? I mean, OK, some of the burgers were 29% horse, and that is a lot of horse in a burger. If you're expecting it to be a burger, you could eat a horse and cart, and it wouldn't be 29% horse. In fact, though, some of them were only like 0.01%, and they said it wasn't necessarily horse meat. It wasn't like strands of horse that you pull out between your teeth. It was horse DNA. And that could be anything. And I'll stop you there, Jimmy. What that could have been, that could have been the horse in the field who said, "Where are my mates gone?" And all the cows, "I'm going to follow their footpath and I'm going to find them." And they follow them all the way into an abattoir and see that they've been turned into burgers. And the horse just cried into the burgers. That is enough to have horse DNA in your burger. That's what probably could have happened.
Yeah.
I don't think it stacks up.
Horse is the very best thing to have in your burger. I mean, the shit that goes into, like, 8 burgers for 30... Like, the prices at Aldi and Lidl, I wouldn't be surprised if there was horse meat in their bananas.
Well, now you're saying...
Just feel shit. There's 3% jockey in those Tesco burgers. Just fucking grinding stuff in.
There's also a case of, they haven't tested haggis. I mean, what's in that? I would say a punt on at least 5% meerkat. All this fuss about horse burgers, do people know about glue? Do they know what's in glue?
Good point.
It's horses. Your Pritt stick is probably 25% Shergar.
The imagination that came up with the idea when you look at a horse, that would be sticky.
Yeah.
If you do the right things to it, and why just horses? People look at cows and it's not going to work the same way.
Yeah.
Horse.
It's a similar one with lobsters, actually. You imagine the person who first dredged up probably the scariest looking animal on the earth from the bottom of the sea and went, "You know what? Let's boil that alive and have it for a starter. Be delicious."
And what's the weirdest meat you've had?
I've had reindeer, delish,
yeah.
Until my kid said, "You ate Rudolph." I was like, "Are you still believing in Rudolph?" He's 18. But I'd eat anything. Hamster.
Is there anything? Is there anything at all? I didn't say anything. Want to be good.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm Jewish.
If you eat meat all the time, the chances are, like every football game you go to, some bloke comes up with a caravan that he's stuck a grill in, and he goes, "You want meat?" And you just go, "Yeah, it's £2." And then you eat it. You don't know what's in there. Could be bloody anything, couldn't it? They did investigations at all the football grounds, and one of the things I read was Swansea City were selling out-of-date pate. I just thought, what's happened to football? Swansea City fans at games going, "Bryn, does this pate taste alright to you?" It's a bit tart. I can't tell if that's because the apricot's clashing with the cardamom or if it's...
Let's have a look and see if horse sandwiches is up there. People have been talking about there are traces of horse meat have been found in several supermarket burgers. Silvercrest Food, one of the suppliers of the horse meat contaminated burgers, is said to be an award-winning company. And it turns out the award they won was the Grand National in 2012. John Steen, what else have the nation been talking about?
Is it Splash?
Oh, come on.
I've been talking about it.
Have you not been watching Splash?
Well, no, not all the time. I've been doing other things as well.
I watched it because I got told it was the worst thing on telly ever, and it just wasn't. It's just people splashing in a pool a bit.
It's Eddie Eagle in a mankini, jumping off a diving board. What is not to like?
Well, let's have a little look at Eddie the Eagle jumping.
Ladies and gentlemen, flap your wings. It's Eddie the Eagle Edwards.
Let's take a look at Eddie.
What's not to like?
He went through, right, and he said, now I've gone through, people are going to rethink that I'm a loser. I'm not watching that, Eddie. No one was looking at that going, there's one of life's winners.
Oh, no, that was... I'm sorry, did we watch the same thing? I thought that was amazing.
That was phenomenal.
That was phenomenal. He got, number one, he made it up, all the way up there, which I couldn't do.
He used to be a ski jumper.
It's a good point.
Yeah. It's a lot more scary. It should be called Strictly Come Gravity. It's they found something any celebrity can do, which is fall off things.
Well, I beg to differ, Sean. Have a look at this. Not every celebrity can do it. I thought we couldn't top the Olympics. But they've absolutely nailed it, haven't they?
That was her goal, because at the beginning, she couldn't even jump in. They had to tip her into the pool.
Well, you think he's joking? He's not. Look.
Tom had the marvellous idea of introducing a nappy mat and sort of tipped me in. It's like a bit of cargo that has to be just shunted into the water like a cruise ship.
You know when the Americans buried Bin Laden at sea? That's how I imagine it looks.
Do you know what that reminded me of? You know, sometimes when you've got a tin of condensed soup and you tip it in the pan and it comes out in exactly the shape of the can. The fine should be, instead of financial, because most people on Twitter are just bored people who don't earn a lot of money, you should be, if you do a bad tweet, you lose characters. So like speeding, but you can only do 135 now. And then if you're really bad, right, you can't use the letter E on Twitter.
Sally Bercow tweeted, "Why is Lord McAlpine trending? Innocent face."
Yeah, the good news about it all is that Sally Bercow has been forced to close her Twitter account, which is the only good thing. I would have had her close it ages ago for doing that stupid thing where you put an asterisk and then something you're doing, and then that really pisses me off. Definitely starting the diet today. Asterisk, goes for some cake. Asterisk, oh,
Hang on, Grandad looks upset. Sean, what?
Well, I just don't know how you can be annoyed by her Twitter. What are you reading them for in the first place?
To get annoyed. Yeah. What else am I going to do with my day?
I was over the moon when I found out I could sue people on Twitter. Things I get called. Yesterday, someone called me the most gormless man on the planet. That's got to be worth a tenner. He can't have checked with everyone.
I've only ever done one tweet. Did one tweet, and I've got 36,000 followers, which if you worked it out on a follower per tweet ratio, I'm the most successful person ever on Twitter.
What did you tweet?
I tweeted, "Due to a series of imposters, I have been forced to set up a Twitter account. Now go f*** yourselves."
I'd love it if you got into Twitter. Really, because there's times I think about you in the week, and I just think... I just don't know what you do. There's times I think...
What do I do?
I'd love to know what Sean's doing.
Sit in a tree and spit at pigeons. So what do you think I do, John?
That's one of the things, I just have no idea. I can't imagine you eating food.
What do you mean?
Can't imagine you going for a run or watching TV. I just imagine you in a dark room, sort of softly lit, just your face, staring at yourself in a mirror. Growling.
I do stare at stuff, yeah.
28% of people think the government is hiding evidence of aliens.
You shouldn't even be saying that. For Christ's sake, Jimmy, that stuff should be kept under wraps.
Listen, the truth is out there.
Man, you can't put that out there and blow their minds.
Yeah.
They're not ready for it, Jimmy.
I can't believe you said it.
Well, for now, OK, remember, if I get assassinated... 28% of people think the government is hiding evidence of aliens. True or false? What do you think, John?
I've been saying it. I've been saying it for 10 damn years. Ain't I been saying it?
Finally, an accent that goes with that shirt.
I think if anyone is throwing insults about clothes, it shouldn't be you tonight.
Why are you wearing that? Because I thought we weren't allowed to talk about it. Because, you know, sometimes when someone's a bit weird, you can talk about it. And then when something's so weird, everyone goes, is he all right?
God, wear a waistcoat. What's the matter with that? It's nice.
It just looks ridiculous.
Back to aliens. Do you believe in aliens, Bunley?
I don't, and anyone who does is a knobhead.
Do you know something I found out? That, you know, when you buy ham in the supermarket, in a packet, there's cameras in there. You look at the ham, you go, oh, what's the sell-by date on that? There's somebody watching you in, like, a government office somewhere. They're all just shocked. They're all going, why isn't this on the news? Because they won't let it out there. So that's the kind of games they're playing with us.
Once you know that, the aliens thing doesn't seem so weird, then.
No.
Apparently we've got a sound problem. Hang on one sec. What's the sound problem?
Well, obviously they're trying to shut us down, aren't they? No, you're not fucking taking me!
Whose mic is it? It's Sean's mic. You're just sorting it?
If this isn't proof of what I've been saying... yeah, let's shut Sean up.
Most people think their life would make a good musical. True or false?
Oh, I think most people's lives probably would make a good musical.
No, they wouldn't. Most people's lives are boring as shit, aren't
They're not, though. They're not. Maybe the individual, but families are always really interesting. There's always skeletons and scandals, and every family's got that, right?
Yeah, true.
Favourite musical? Sean?
I don't really like musicals, to be honest.
Do you like anything?
I do. I like loads of things. I love rice. I like books. I like music.
What music do you like?
Well, all the good stuff.
What genre?
All the good genres.
Do you like rock music?
I like rock music, yes.
OK, well, I would like to invite you to come and see Jesus Christ Superstar next year.
Oh, thank you.
Worst thing about doing DIY?
The only tool I've got is a hammer. I do all the jobs with it.
All the jobs?
Yeah, if I'm sanding a window, with a hammer. So, you know, painting the skirting board, hammer.
Changing a fuse in the plug.
Hammer, yeah. My house is in ribbons.
Power tools really mean you can screw up big, fast. Like, with a little screwdriver, you're not really going to do much damage. You go, oh, but with, like, a power drill, you go... Wow, 30 seconds and I have ruined that whole wall.
Nail guns are fun. Sorry.
Have you done any DIY? Would you ever do any?
No, get a man in, that's my answer to that.
See, I find a bit of DIY quite therapeutic. I enjoy it.
What was the last bit of DIY
Home
you did?
improvement. I enjoy the aesthetics, you know, but
Do you mean
I enjoy...
buying cushions? Yeah. That's not DIY. That is buying cushions.
It's improving the home.
Yeah, I bought some cushions. Oh, exhausted.
I like it, personally. I don't see the problem.
What was the last thing you built? What was the last thing you...
It was a white unit from IKEA. And,
That's not do it yourself.
Yeah, but you drink your way, drink through it. That's the thing that I don't understand. Why isn't everybody drunk making things?
The worst thing about IKEA is you're not allowed to punch people in the back of the head. Why do they walk so slow? Get through!
I don't call it IKEA. I call it IKEA! And they say, can you keep it down? I say, look how big you've written it. You write it that big. That's how big I say it. IKEA!
OK, so a bad workman would blame this.
Tools.
What about them?
Lack of the right tools.
There you go, that's the right answer. She's getting the point. Yes, the worst thing about doing DIY is not having the right tools. If you're doing DIY, there's one tool you definitely don't need. Nick Knowles. I remember as a young lad my dad showing me how to use a hammer, but even then it seemed like a messy way to kill a guinea pig. How do you think America's changed the world?
Music?
Yeah, sure. That's
Oh,
a
they
good
do
one.
music.
Rock and roll.
Go with hip hop too.
Hip hop, yeah.
The hippity hop. Yeah.
The what?
The hippity hop.
That was the least funky thing I've ever heard in my life.
I'll tell you my bugbear with the musics, right, that they do.
Stop calling it the musics, because you're even making unhip people feel uncomfortable.
Fine. Enjoy your musics, do all that, but don't screw with grammar as well. Like rock roll was the first time it was accepted. Like, well, we can't say and, we can't say rock and, so now it's rock and now it's spread to fish and the chips. There's a reason it's not Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, because there's nothing wrong with saying rock and roll just to make yourself sound cooler, just because rock sounds cool, but I'm not having it.
Well, of course, Elvis is credited as kicking off rock and roll, but of course, these days, Ollie, people don't even know what show he was on.
They did Frank Sinatra as well, though. Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. You said Michael Jackson was a big influence
King
on
of
you.
pop, yeah.
King of pop.
I think he's influencing any artist in this industry. Massive.
Not just in this industry.
Jimmy.
He didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I really held
Flying
back. No, say what you want about him. He was a hell of a paedophile.
The world of movies and Hollywood and glitz and glamour. I've been to Hollywood.
Of course you have, look at you.
I went out there.
On a geography field trip.
And I've been to the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You haven't got a star on the Walk of Fame, have you? The Pussycat Dolls haven't got a Walk of
No, we don't.
Walk of Fame star. Because I walked along, sort of checking out all the names, and like Rin Tin Tin's got one, and Lassie, and Godzilla. Like, who are they going to get next? The Lurpak bloke with the trombone? I mean, it's just... it seems like anyone can have a star on the Walk of Fame.
The problem with Hollywood is it's too cool and it just makes your real life look shit. Like, once in my life, I would like to be able to do a speech like he does in Gladiator, where he turns around and does all that. But you can't. Member of the AA, owner of a knackered microwave, and I will have my pudding. In this room or the next.
I think what Hollywood has done to a cinema, in one way, has ruined it. It's because all the food people take in, people who never normally litter anywhere, in cinema, they just finish their popcorn, they just go boom, like that. With cans of boom. People just chuck shit everywhere, and the lights come up, and it looks like Dale Farm.
Have you made any films out there, Russell? You're in Hollywood.
I've been a couple.
You're in Source Code,
I was in Source Code.
Very cool.
Oh, yeah, you were in Source Code.
Thanks.
You were in Source Code. Have you seen Source Code?
Nobody.
Yeah, it's a great
You're in
film.
Source Code, and you played basically yourself. You played quite a grumpy man on a train.
I played a grumpy version of me.
You get the best line in the whole film, I think.
Which one?
I'm on my way to an convention.
Oh, yeah?
I recognise him. I recognise this geezer from somewhere. Just watching that film recently.
Most men would rather be good at martial arts than DIY. True or false?
Well, why can't you have both? Just total all-round guy.
Yeah, you put up a shelf and then take it straight down.
What's DIY?
What is... Stop doing DIY and Kung Fu at the same time. Kimberly has a question. Kimberly.
What is DIY?
It's putting up shelves. You know, DIY, do it yourself.
Like carpentry?
Yes, carpentry.
Yeah, carpentry.
Joinery. You know, I mean, all kinds of things. Plumbing, you can do a bit of plumbing in it.
Okay.
What do you call that in America, then?
Handyman.
Handyman.
Mm-hmm.
Or Mexican.
There's no real benefits to being good at DIY, whereas, you know, martial arts.
There's no benefit to being good at DIY. DIY is impressive, I think. If you can do... I've got nothing. I've got no ability to change plugs and do things around the house, and it's emasculating.
Yeah, but if you're going to get robbed in an alleyway, you don't want to be like, hey, I'll build you a shelf. And you can put my wallet on there.
You can build a really high shelf, you won't be able to reach it. Very good point. And also, you get to make those noises, don't you, with martial arts, like... And you only make those noises if you're really bad at DIY.
Wait, do you become Irish when you do DIY?
Do you do any martial arts?
I used to do a little bit when I was younger, yeah.
What did you used to do?
Just martial arts, yeah.
Oh. No, sorry, we're talking about fighting rather than just cleaning windscreens. What was it? Mixed martial art? Was it karate? Was it? I just want to know what I'm dealing with if things kick off between us.
Things will kick off, it'll be fine. But what do the women prefer though? Martial arts or DIY?
Martial art, yeah, the DIY, they came in pretty quick though. They seem keener. They seem more desperate.
It's DIY short term with a boyfriend, isn't it? And then martial arts long term when you've got a nice house to protect.
Have you ever? I mean, because presumably with the dancing, you become very fit and you become very flexible and stuff. Have you ever tried any martial arts? Have you ever?
I've done kickboxing.
You've done kickboxing, so you could beat someone up.
Yes.
Only if it's a box.
Okay, So, Sean, what are you going to go for? What do you think people would prefer?
I think most men would rather be good at martial arts.
OK, you're going martial arts. What do you think you're going to go for, John?
Well, I think it's DIY, because you would save money then, wouldn't you? And people are tight, so...
DIY. OK, I can tell you the answer is false. 62% of men would rather be good at DIY than martial arts. They're right. In a fight, I let my fist do the talking. Please don't hurt me. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here is your question. Worst thing about shopping for clothes?
Women.
Oh. You don't like shopping with?
No, you just, when you go out with women, it's always a bit of a... I'm sure the other guys here will vouch for me.
You're crazy. It's great. It's the best thing ever. They come out and they look at a different dress and go, oh, my God, that's totally different, that outfit. And...
Well, I don't know about that one, because I don't know... Try the first one on again.
If you're lucky, you can see a little crack in the changing room, you can see somebody's knickers.
That is the best.
That's the best thing ever, but you have to go out shopping a lot to get that. That's going to happen on every 10th trip, you're going to get that.
Oh, but when it happens, a bit... Oh.
Yeah.
A well-placed mirror and a bit of weird side boob.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Somebody's casually forgotten and they bent over, knocked the curtain back, and you just got, like, maybe 2 seconds of it, and you just go, ah, that's why I'm alive!
Do you like shopping?
I'm not the biggest shopper ever. I hate trying things on. That's what puts me off.
I always think it's weird trying things on because it only really tells you what it looks like when you're standing up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a bit different when if you sit down, you kind of, Well, OK, if I suck everything in and stand here in front of a mirror at a weird angle, this looks delightful.
They should have loads of different things in there for you to see how you look on them. For example, they have, like, a bicycle. And you could... What do I look like cycling? And then, like, a swing. It doesn't look so good on the swing.
I don't like, at the moment, there's shirtless men standing outside shops, sort of intimidatingly. It's an American thing, isn't it? Where
Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah, Abercrombie and Fitch.
exactly.
It's a bit like saying, look, you'll never look like this, cover yourself up, mate.
John, do you shop ever?
No, I just have to wait until someone my size dies. I bought a pair of shorts from a charity shop once. I wasn't sure about it because they were $150. I was like, Got them home. £20 note. Best day of my life.
What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. John's team, what do you think the nation should be talking about this week?
Alex Salmond has launched his manifesto for how Scotland will cope after independence. And I can speak with some authority on this because I own a Proclaimers album and have seen Trainspotting. So, do you need any facts on Scotland? Have you been to Scotland? Do you like it?
I've been to Edinburgh. It was fun. I didn't understand anything, but it was nice. And people were like, oh, you must have haggis. You must have haggis. It's not crazy. It's just unnecessary. I'm confused by the whole Scottish thing, though, because the world is, we don't understand. So Britain, because, like, Britain is not a country, but then you guys have a national anthem that you sing as Britain, and then you get medals as Britain in the Olympics, but then you're not a country, which is cheating, technically. This is just me asking on behalf of the world. We want to know how it works. Because we didn't know that Scotland wasn't a part of it, because they use...
They are, but they're going to leave. Or they might.
To go where? They can't go anywhere. Where are they going to go? I don't understand this. This is confusing.
No, well, I'll tell you what's happened. So Alex Salmond, the First Minister of Scotland, has outlined the SNP's blueprint for Scottish independence ahead of next September's referendum. Some of the white paper key pledges, I'll just give you the key things. It said the Queen will remain head of state, Trident nuclear weapons will have to go, popular BBC programmes will stay, but they'll only air on a newly formed Scottish broadcasting service.
And no one's asked the Queen if she wants to be head of state. They said, oh, when we go, the Queen will still be head of state. She might go, no, bollocks.
I think the new Scotland sounds brilliant. I read his white paper. They keep CBeebies, they get the Queen, they chuck off all the Trident. We should all go there. We should all go, yeah, you do whatever you want, you vote, and then just move in.
Sean, do you think we'd be better off without Scotland?
I think it's inevitable. If I was Scottish, I'd vote for independence. I would, immediately. Because You think
well,
what
you
they're...
can't vote immediately. It's not for another 10 months. So that would be a wasted vote.
Sorry. I mean, what I'd do if I was Scottish, I'd turn it into a tax haven.
Oh, now you're talking.
Yeah.
Not everyone in Scotland is for independence. Take a look at some Glasgow Rangers fans and what they think about it.
Oh, it's on as a twat, as a twat. Oh, it's on as a twat, as a twat.
Why is he a twat?
Because he wants to break up in union, and he shags grannies. He's a granny shagger.
That's from the Scottish Newsnight, I believe.
I was in favour, but now I know he shags grannies. I'm changing my mind. I don't have any time for independence. When I grew up in the West Country, and there was the talk of Cornish independence.
Only among you and your friends.
No, I was from Devon, so I don't think...
It's the same.
That's the most offensive thing you've ever said.
Not even close.
Don't Devon want to be independent as well?
No, we can't.
What do you mean you can't?
Well, we're in between Cornwall and
That
Britain.
doesn't stop you. Look where France is, between Spain and Germany.
You struggled with that one, then, didn't you?
Really, the analogy I use is it's a bit like a relationship. And I'm beginning to feel like a bit of a spurned lover in this thing, you know when you're in a relationship and the other party says, oh, I don't know if this is right anymore, I feel like saying, well, if you don't want it, go. In fact, you know what? We should do it not on whether you keep the pound or nuclear weapons, do it on music, right? We keep the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and the Who and the Jam and the Clash, and they can take their Best of Delamitri CD and stick it up their arse.
It is like a relationship. I think we should dump them first.
Yeah.
You know when you know you're going to be dumped and you think, if I get in there first, this is going to save a lot of face? Because I think otherwise it's going to be David Cameron turning up at Hadrian's Wall drunk at 3 a.m. going, fuck you, are you shagging Denmark? Is that what you're doing?
Instead of independence, they should have like a trial separation period.
See how it goes.
Well,
See how
couples
it
do
goes.
it, yeah.
And for a year, we don't go up there. And they don't come down here.
And do we view the Welsh as like our kids? We both got equal
We get
rights?
the Welsh every other weekend.
Yeah.
Strictly, I would be for the union, but if it means we don't have the guy on the co-op adverts who says, good with food, I am willing to change my vote, because there are 4 O's in that sentence, and he just willfully ignores every one of them. And then has the cheek to say he works for the co-op. Well, by your rules, mate, you work for the cup. Pick and choose.
Let's have a look and see if it's up there. Yes! Alex Salmond has unveiled the SNP's plans for Scottish independence. Following independence, the BBC would be replaced by the Scottish Broadcasting Service, leading to new Scottish programmes such as No Cash in the Attic, Doctor Who You Looking At, Dragon's Crack Den, Q Ockeye, and Skagpuss.
Bruce Forsyth, Sir Brucey, he's been knighted. Finally. And people are apparently excited about that.
I think it's nice, he's got one now, along with, his classmates, Galahad and Lancelot.
He really pisses on the term knight, doesn't he? Imagine if you were a kid and you knew about King Arthur and all that. Oh, they're still knights, Mummy. Yeah, there's one on TV now.
Do you reckon at the ceremony, Prince Philip will go, nice to see some young blood coming through?
Do you know, what's amazing about him, they said he's had 70 years in entertainment. And since the 70s, for like 45 years or something, there's been a waxwork of him in Madame Tussauds for 45 years.
Bloody hell.
And they don't change it. What they do is they hold up a recent photo and then hit it with a cricket bat.
I just hold like a patio heater up to it, so it just...
Well, let's have a look and see if it's one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, it is. Yes, Bruce Forsyth was awarded a knighthood in the Queen's birthday honours, so from now on, he'll be known as Sir Brucey instead of just Brucey. That's 9 letters instead of 6. Might not seem like much, but that's just put 50% on the price of a wreath. One thing still to get. Fingers on buzzers.
Is it the juror who was sent to jail this week for discussing the case with one of the defendants on Facebook? So the trial's still going on, and she's talking to one of the defendants about who else, her friends who are still in the courtroom. But the thing about it is, when you actually see what this woman's written, I think the thing that she should go to prison for is her appalling grammar.
Yeah. We've got some of these. We've got Don't Be a Stranger, Pal. We have Meet Up Soon. Good luck.
Well, I think it'd be good for her to go to prison, because in prison, a lot of people often learn to read and write, don't they?
In her defence, come on, listen, there's a... You know, I don't think that's a bad thing.
What?
I do text talk. You with a U rather than Y-O-U.
I'm only joking about the grammar. The main thing is that she's talking to someone during a trial.
Do text talk?
No, I write out every single word, apostrophes. I even sometimes, if I can't do an apostrophe on my phone, I put brackets. There should be an apostrophe there. But if you look at the woman as well, you think so. She is a very good argument against the death penalty. Because if you think there's people like that on juries, people who are that stupid on a jury, you know, never mind telling the difference between right and wrong, she looks like she doesn't know the difference between right and left.
Apparently that's what Wayne Rooney's going to look like when the hair's grown out.
Talking of idiocy, not realising that the Facebook is public, I made a real faux pas. I was travelling on the train, really annoying woman sitting opposite me, tutting everything I did. You know the type of person that can hear your pancreas secreting insulin? Like bowl haircut, middle-aged, bag full of Catherine Cooks and novels. So I said, oh my God, total King Canute sitting opposite me, sneaky way of swearing. She's got a librarian's haircut, and she tuts every time I move. The biatch, right? Just forgot about it. The most unlikely object comes out of her bag next. A BlackBerry, right? She's heard me say my name to my bank on the phone, got my surname, has Googled me, right? Gone onto Facebook. She's leant in and gone, now, I've just recognised who you are. And of course, egotistical comedian, we go, what, have you seen me on 8 out of 10 Cats? Did you like my Beyonce dance? What was it? She said this, I think it's very hurtful what you've just written on Facebook. Everyone on the train's like... It's very hurtful what you've just written on Facebook. I wasn't tutting every time you moved. I don't have a librarian's haircut. And this is the worst bit. The reason I'm in a bad mood is I've just visited my friend in London who is terminally ill. Listen, how I got out of it isn't even by my stuff. She's watching this on post. I said, I was like, oh my God, Totes, you've got it wrong. What I do is I put fake events on there to make myself more interesting, so my followers or... And there was little thumbs under go, hey, I'm a librarian, leave it out. It was all underneath. Then I sent a couple of fake ones to make it sound believable. I've just spilled coffee on my knob, and I hadn't. About 10 minutes later, she started crying and going, I'm so sorry, I've just been under a lot of pressure lately. You know, she apologised to me, right there. Right? An hour later, I went back onto Facebook, and underneath the thread, everyone else on the train who'd recognised who I was had posted, you just about got away with that, mate. Nice one. I can't believe it. That's why I empathise with this story.
She's here tonight.
Oh, my God, I'm so sorry.
Let's have a look and see whether this juror chatting to the defendant on Facebook is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, it is. Yes, a juror and a defendant were found guilty of contempt of court after making contact on Facebook. I'm worried I could go to prison if the police ever find out what I've been doing on my computer. Best way to make someone cry.
I've done a couple of... I like practical jokes. I've done a couple that have gone wrong and upset people. When I was 17, like, my mum's a bit OCD and would always check where I am. She phoned my mobile and my friend answered it. I'd set this up. And he answered the phone and went, hello, who is this? We found this phone in the wreckage.
Oh, Jesus.
Good joke though, right, guys?
Yeah. I thought I was bad. Sometimes I don't tell my kids how hot the food is. No, it's not hot. Eat it.
John, have you ever cried?
He's a Leeds fan.
Yes, I am. I don't cry about football, though. There's so much real tragedy in my life. Just sort of do it on my own. I just think crying's like masturbating. You've got to get it out of your system every now and again. So just every now and again, I'll just take a night off, drink up 2 bottles of red wine, and just, right, let's do this. Go and stare in the mirror till it happens.
We're talking about crying or masturbation now. Stare in the mirror until it happens. Jesus, John. Get the internet, it's not that expensive. OK, best way to make someone cry.
You know when you're really hungover and then they show the snowman? That really hits you right between the eyes.
Yeah. I'll tell you a really good way to make someone cry. This is a brilliant way. Is dress up as their dead grandmother. And then you say, haven't you grown since I died? Oh, haven't you grown? Oh, come on, what's the matter? Don't cry, you used to love me. Come on, give Nana a kiss.
Do you think they're crying at the Nana thing? Or do you think they're just crying, Sean Locke's had a breakdown, I liked him?
Is it the FIFA? Is it the corruption at FIFA? This alleged corruption at FIFA and the World Cup being allocated to, amongst other countries, Qatar?
They've never even heard of football. It's just a joke, isn't it? What the hell are they doing with it? Having the World Cup over there. I think it's ironic that Qatar is another word for bunged up. Sepp Blatter was the one who famously said, crisis, what is a crisis? You thought, it's what you're in, you stupid sausage-eating twat. We played it wrong because we tried to do the decent thing. We did it the English way. We sent Prince William out there with David Beckham because he seems like a good egg, and we did it all very nicely. Said, oh, do come to us, and we'll do it ever so nicely. It'll all be very nice, and everyone will be very pleased with it. We should have sent Ray Winston out there. What? I've got a shooter!
They called them the Three Lions, didn't they? They had David Beckham, Cameron and Prince William. And when you look at them, they look like some boy band. The Daily Mail had put a boy band together. It'd be those three. Useless. They should have sent Pippa Middleton's arse over there.
Like, backed it up into the meeting.
English people that are getting angry about it, like, oh, we deserved it. We tried to bribe people. We were just shit at it. Like, we gave the wives of the ambassadors handbags. That was our big little something for the wife. You go, oh, it's empty, this. Yeah, I think you'll find she'll enjoy that.
The embarrassing thing is we spent £15 million on the bid and we forgot to use any of that for bribes. If we'd used it all for bribes and just gone stadiums, we haven't really given it any thought, but...
They don't even have a stadium, do they?
They don't, no, they don't currently have a football stadium, no. But
do they even play football?
No.
They've not got a stadium, Jim. Where do they execute people there, then?
They're going to air-condition their stadiums and the whole area outside the stadium. Because it's going to... I mean, at what point do you just go, well, if you're going to do that, just do it on the moon? The moon's put in a good bid. We're going to build stadiums and put oxygen in them. But, you know, I mean, you can't do anything up there and you can't do your suit off to have sex with each other, but you can't have sex or drink there anyway, so...
There'd be no slow motion, would there?
On the moon?
Yeah, it'd already be in slow motion, wouldn't it?
Have
to quicken it up.
You better see if it was over the line, at least.
It'd be great to put one away, though, wouldn't it? Just...
It may surprise you to learn I've never played football, but I'm not sure how much of that goes on. Even in slow-mo, but to speed it up, that is you just going, oh, I love football.
That's how you get up in the air.
You climb, you...
What do you think, Jamelia?
I tell you what, about the particular whole FIFA thing was the fact that the guy resigned, and like he resigned, he said, you know, I haven't done it, I'm not guilty, but I'm going to resign anyway. That's so dumb. Like, if you're saying that you didn't commit this, is it a crime? Is it a crime?
Is it a crime to bribe an official?
If there's no broken glass involved, it's not really.
Okay, then, if it's a crime...
If it's a crime,
how can
if it's a crime to bribe officials, then lock me up and throw away the...
I don't know anything
about football.
Well, why did we book her on the show? I thought she was an expert.
I don't know anything about football. I don't even know how players are on a team.
But it would be a good thing for Great Britain if we had the World Cup, because it brings a lot of revenue in and there's a sense
but
of...
we're already getting the Olympics. Isn't that enough?
I think we should bid for the Winter Olympics, don't you? I think we should start doing, you know, learning to ski and skate and stuff without snow. Get really good at it and then win the Winter Olympics. Everyone will turn up for winter. Where's the snow? There isn't any.
That'll be MP's expenses, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah. We're going to do that. We're going to go there. Yeah. I must admit, I was kind of on the side of... I kind of thought MPs pretty much, they're working a long time. Like Gordon Brown, taking crap all day, and he gets home and he switches his telly on and he sees Vernon Kay earning more than him. You're just going to think, do you know what, I'm having those Jaffa kicks.
John Prescott claimed for not 1 but 2 toilet seats. Now,
yeah, but that was over an 18-month period. Imagine how many he broke over that period.
I know.
He only claimed for 2 of those.
But if you had broken... If you broke toilet seats every time you used them, wouldn't you just be inclined to keep that quiet and think, you know what, I think I might sort that out myself?
It's one of the most terrifying moments in your life, isn't it, when the toilet seat just shifts a little bit. It's only half an inch, but you just think, where am I going to end up?
Finally, someone empathising with John Prescott going, you know what, you need to get it fixed because it's terrifying.
Can I just say, though, see, with the expenses, the thing that annoys me is the little stuff. That's what I think what annoyed everyone, actually. When they start claiming for a packet of hobnobs, you just, oh, for God's sake. Who wants to go for a drink with this guy, you know? Oh, you want crisps, do you? I'll keep the packet, because I'm going to claim on that later. A packet of salt and vinegar.
Even the moat thing, I had a sneaking admiration for someone who claimed a moat.
Yeah.
Does anyone need a moat for?
To keep people out of your castle!
I got a Kit Kat the other day and, you know, I wasn't in work, but I claimed for it on expenses. Yeah, no, it's the thin end of the wedge, but... Yeah.
Mickey, this is coming home with me.
I'm going to take Jamelia.
It's not a crime.
But they...
I like the Macaulay Culkin-ogram.
Yeah, the little boy.
Yeah, the little boy screaming.
OK. 18% of youngsters said the person they're most scared of is who?
I was scared of everything, but maybe I just read the wrong papers, but I get the impression now kids aren't scared of anything. But I used to shit myself all... Someone told me once that recording off the telly was illegal. And I had, like, 150 videos. I remember once the police coming around and being convinced I was going to get locked up for, like, 50 years for recording Saved by the Bell off Channel 4.
Probably, you know, on every housing estate, every street, there's a sort of bit of a nonce fella. He's not a proper nonce, he's just a bit odd.
You mean like...
But everyone goes, oh, don't go round there. Shut you up, he will.
Sean Steen, what do you think kids are most scared of?
Well, in our house, it's Mr. Jangles, which is one of the characters I play.
Who is Mr. Jangles, Sean?
Mr. Jangles comes up the stairs. You better be in bed. Before Mr. Jangles gets up there.
That's everybody's scared, Sean. That's just
I'm
getting a bit panicky.
now.
I'm afraid that's the end of the show because we have to go to bed now.
I find it really funny when kids are scared of stuff, because my girls, I've got 2 daughters, and they're not scared of anything, but I've got a niece, and she's scared of everything. I took her to Cadbury World recently, and, like, they've got these big, like, cocoa beans walking around, so, like, dressed up cocoa beans, and the whole time she was like,
I'm not surprised.
Laughing. I was, like, proper laughing at her.
You were laughing at your niece. She was terrified on a day out.
I liked your face, Jimmy. Do the face again of her being terrified.
Oh, she was...
Was she in a Michael Jackson Thriller video? It's quite an extreme, terrified.
No, but that's how
Can we have it one more time? Could you do Mr. Bojangles, or whatever it was called, and then I would have terrified? It'd be great. A little playlet.
Mr. Bojangles!
I don't do it, really. It's a joke. I don't terrify my children as Mr. Jangles.
Say that now.
What's he called then?
Ron.
Ron, coming up the stairs.
Ron. No, it's just... Ron's here.
And weirdly, that's more terrifying than Mr. Jangles. So, Kelly.
When you're like 5 years old till you get to about like 8, I know that's changed nowadays, you're terrified, absolutely terrified of your parents.
Well, your dad was the Prince of Darkness. Seanstein, what else are the nation be talking about this week?
Kate and... Well, I don't know why they are, but apparently Kate and Wills have been in the news because they went to Canada. Yeah.
What do you mean, woo?
Well, the thing is that this country gets kind of semi-enthusiastic about it, but America go... I mean, it's crazy, crazy news over there. It's like the front of every magazine and... Huh?
America and Canada are different.
You sound exactly the same, Pet.
It's such a boring story. You've got the two most boring people in the world go to the most boring country. I'm sorry, but Canada is boring. Even their transvestites are women. That's how boring it is.
But I liked it, there was the Canadian pop star who didn't call him the Duke of Cambridge, she called him the douche of Cambridge.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And then and apparently William looked at her, laughed. Yeah. You can imagine him going, cut off her head.
Yeah.
He's so dull, he wouldn't. What he'd do is just goes, oh, like that. When you see Kate and Wills, you were watching, I was thinking, kick a moose or something. Kick a moose. Be rude to an Inuit, piss up against a totem pole, do something. Watching them, I just think...
You're wrong, they've got so many Brits who do all of that. It's good that somebody kind of, you know, they do it right.
I'm with Sean, I miss Prince Philip on these trips.
Yeah, I do.
It's like £1 million it costs to get them over there. £1 million to go to Canada. For £1 million, I'd want to be paintballing on the moon.
Paintballing on the moon would be difficult.
You spoil everything.
They've had to make up stuff for them to do because them doing normal things isn't. They went to meet a tribe called the Micmac tribe, which is obviously made up. What these guys, they make their own mints, so what you need to do is get a tic-tac-knick-knack from the Micmac.
Micmac sounds like they're half Irish, half Scottish, doesn't it?
I tell you, they're heavy drinkers.
He even landed a plane on a lake, and he made that look dull.
But they said it was amazing that he landed a plane on a lake because there's only a handful of British people can actually do that. I think, yeah, because we haven't all got helicopters. It was a helicopter, wasn't it? We haven't all got lakes or helicopters. I can reverse park a Micra.
They had a holiday during the middle of this tour. I was thinking, when they have a holiday, how do they know they're having a holiday? What's the difference between holiday and work? The only difference is, at the end of the day, when they're working, they go, oh, bloody hell, I'm really tired of unveiling stuff. My unveiling finger's really... Oh, if I have to lift another tiny little flag over a plaque.
That's the other thing as well. They're praising them for doing ordinary. Oh, it's amazing how Kate, she just went up to this girl and talked to her. As if she was like another human being that spoke the same language. It's amazing.
You can't talk to girls, John, so...
That's why we put the two girls on your team. We thought we'd give you a chance. We've paid women to talk to you.
I've done that.
OK, let's have a look and see if it's up there. Yes, this week, Kate and William have toured Canada. Prince William is a dashing helicopter pilot, a mega-rich heir to the throne with a beautiful wife who commands the affection of an entire nation. If you're watching, William, I have to admit, you're better than me in almost every conceivable way. Well done, Baldy.
He is receding literally by the hour, isn't it? You can just see it as you're going...
He's unveiling his head.
OK, one more story to get. Fingers on buzzers.
Harry Potter.
Ooh, are you excited about it?
Well, my youngest son is. I mean, I'm excited for him, but... yeah, I mean, it's nice, good, clean fun, right?
You say it's clean, but there's a raunchy kiss.
Apparently so, yeah. Apparently.
Emma Watson says this is the most anticipated kiss in history, which is bullshit.
But it's such a huge, huge obsession for people. I mean, I took my youngest son, we went to Universal Studios, and you can kind of get your head around it when it's like an 11-year-old wanting to wear the, you know, Hogwarts cape and the tie and buying the wand and getting on the ride with all the gear. I mean, it's a bit weird, but, you know, you've got grown-up people. I mean, there's a certain type of person that goes to theme parks as a grown-up on their own, I think. It's
Pedo.
But there's these adults in all the gear, and they're screaming and shouting on the ride, because you sit on a bank of, like, 4, one extra than this, and they're, you know, these grown-ups are going, yeah, man, whoa, let's go, come on, Harry, and you're looking at these people thinking, why? I mean, it's just the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's a real come-down for the actors, though, isn't it? Because their lives aren't going to be as glamorous, you know, because the special effects in Panto aren't that great. We're going, Daniel, when you fly, Big Dave's going to pull on the rope. And you have to make the whooshing noise yourself. OK, so Big Dave... He's going to spend that 48 million, and in 20 years' time, he's with the Chuckle Brothers and Daniel Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe was asked what advice he would give to his younger self, and he said, don't try too hard to be something you're not, which is the essence of acting.
If I could go back and talk to my younger self, I'd say, don't worry about anything. In the future, you invent a time machine.
It is bad news for British industry, because one of the things you have to credit J.K. Rowling with, she insisted the films be made in this country. So all those films, largely, British crew worked on them, British production houses.
Well, maybe she should write another. She should string it out a bit. That would be a good thing.
No, she didn't.
Well,
you know it's not. You know she didn't write it, don't you? You know that, don't you?
Is it?
It's a biography. She met this guy called Harry Potter. He was working in a coffee shop, and she just basically she wrote down his life story.
Is it really a true?
Yeah, it's true story. Even the bit at the end. Even the bit at the end.
The bit with the thing with the guy?
Yeah, you know how he dies from the eats the peanut. It turns out all along he had a peanut allergy.
Let's have a look and see whether Harry Potter is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, the premiere for the final Harry Potter film was last night. The baddie in Harry Potter is referred to as he who must not be named, presumably because he's shagging Ryan Giggs' sister-in-law.
Yeah, European Championships. I reckon they're talking about that. I mean, a lot of people are talking about that.
It's quieter than normal, though. It's not as much. I reckon everyone's getting ready for the Olympics.
Everyone's waiting for the racism to kick off. That's why it's quiet, because there's been so much lead up to it that the fact that it's having... It's like if you had a party and you had a massive balloon and you just held a pin next to it like that, and you went, how's the party? Is everyone enjoying the party? Everyone would really be thinking, when are you going to burst that fucking balloon? Because I'm going to cry when that happens.
How scared are you of a balloon burst?
You're telling me you don't have an ounce of fear when someone's blowing a balloon and they get to that point where the colours started to fade and it's too big, and you want to say to him, it's big enough, stop!
John, that's when I hold my eyelids open and walk right up to the balloon.
The only time I've got interest in football is when Peter Crouch and David Beckham are playing, and basically...
Such a weird mix.
That famous heartthrob, Peter Crouch.
I love it.
David...
That dance he does.
That dance he does?
That's not it.
You're the only person.
You're thinking of dressage.
I love Spurs. That's who I support.
Right.
And they're not playing, are they, in the Euros?
They're not playing in the Euros, no.
As a Spurs fan, you'll know that the Spurs manager left this week. His name was...
Jose Mourinho.
Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho. He's got quite a Cockney accent now. He's really picked up English, Jose Mourinho.
Oh, is it Harry Redknapp?
Harry Redknapp.
That's it. I love Harry. I love
gone.
Harry.
You know what I didn't like about the match against France was it started at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which means I have to watch it with my kids, which ruins it, because they just ask loads and loads of questions. So it starts off, they goes, who's in the white shirts? You go, that's England. Oh, we live in England, don't we? Yes. Who's in the blue shirts? That's France. Why is he wearing yellow? He's the referee. What does he do? He tells all the rules. What are the rules? You can't pick the ball up. Why is that man picking the ball up? He's the England goalkeeper. England? Why is he wearing green? You go, oh. In the end, I just recorded it and put Happy Feet on and got my own back. You go, why is that penguin talking? They can't knit scarves.
You're not actually collecting the stickers, are you?
Yes.
The Panini stickers book?
Yeah, but I didn't want it to come out like this. I thought I'd at least entice a girl back to my bedroom before I brought out my swaps.
How many do you need now?
How many do I need? 250 stickers and one girlfriend. Does anyone have the England shiny?
It's dreadful, the shiny. It's not the official badge because it's not licensed because we go with Merlin. But I'm not doing the stickers because I'm cool. Weirdo alert!
Are you doing the stickers
John
as well?
is doing the stickers. I've swapped with John.
You're collecting the stickers?
I am acquiring stickers.
I can't believe you two are collecting You're grown men!
Me and Josh were together in Greenwich last week, weren't we?
Yeah.
And we went on the hunt for stickers.
Do they have any stats on, or is it just the pictures of the blokes?
Oh, now she's interested.
I've got an Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Oh, I need that. I've got Theo Walcott, I'll swap you.
Oh.
This may be the most tragic thing I've ever heard.
It's pretty much what the newsagent said when I said you're doing the stickers, and he just looked at both of us and went, no.
Oh, what's the pleasure of it?
The pleasure is in putting the stickers exactly in the lines.
I think if it was scratch cards, it'd be worth it, but not what you're doing.
You look at me like I'm filthy, like I've just admitted that I like to on dead hedgehogs or something. I think what you're doing is just a little bit... I mean, if it was... Why is a scratch card better than a sticker book?
Because you, like...
I like the way you've got really outraged. Why is that really bad?
Hey, a scratch card's £1 and a packet of stickers is 50p, so financially I'm up straight away. When you scratch a scratch card, you throw it away, you bin it. When I collect a sticker, that's in my book and I've got that forever.
John started this conversation by pretending he didn't collect the stickers. And now it's come out, he's the biggest ambassador for them in Britain.
Here's an amazing statistic. Going into this tournament in the Euros, England have never won their first game, have never beaten Sweden in a competitive match, and have never beaten the host of the tournament.
I learned that in a sticker book.
Is it gay marriage? Or garage, as I like to call it. The church are concerned about it, that they'll be forced to marry gay people in churches. It's like they've thought, this is the thin end of the wedge. What next? Horses?
Don't 80% of people under 50 are they supposed to be for gay marriage? So why don't... What's the problem?
Yeah, just
have a
get
vote.
over it.
It's the problem they've got is they've got a very, very diminishing congregation. People say churches are half empty. They're not. They're too big. They should be like little, tea huts. If you go on the outside of a town, they've got those big retail sheds like Halfords. It'd be like having one of those for a key cutter. It's just a bloke sitting there with a key cutting machine, this massive big shed. It's not the appropriate building for the marketplace.
What do you make of this, Reg, the gay marriage thing?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you are like a gay enthusiast.
I would describe myself as a gay enthusiast, yeah.
If you are a gay enthusiast, you probably would more enjoy the company of other gay enthusiasts. So...
You make it sound like a hobby.
Well, they make it look like it's fun, so...
Can I just say something?
Are you on the way to a wedding now?
No, I want this especially for you.
Well, thank you
very
very
much. You look like
much.
the man from Del Monte in that suit.
Thank you.
But basically, you know...
You said yes a few times, I would imagine.
Basically, the church... Oi, oi, pack it in. I call that one. you know, the church has this thing, you know, we will welcome anyone through our doors and everything. And really, a lot of people hide in the church. You know, you've got a lot of these people that work in churches. You see documentaries on it. They've molested children when they have been in their church.
Right.
So I don't think the church has the right to turn around and say, if you're gay, you can't get married in the church, because what goes on in a lot of churches isn't 100% anyway. Take that.
Yeah, well, good. Of course, I know what you mean. A lot of what happens in churches ain't 100%. That's a fact.
It's inherently un-Christian to discriminate in any way. The question you should ask as a Christian is, who would Jesus do?
The big question for me is, why would anyone want to marry a bloke? But we had a bloke sleep on our sofa recently. I mean, there was a smell in the house for about 2 days.
But you have to remember that before your wife got to you smelled like that, too.
I don't understand why anyone would want to marry anyone. I mean, get together, sure, your bill's half price. I understand. I get it. TV licence is going up, gas is going up, electric's going up. Share it with someone, but don't bring paperwork into the eventual demise of your love.
I think it's respect. If you actually marry someone, it shows that, you know, there's respect there.
Right.
Because, you know, listen, you get a nice ring out of it, and not only that, basically, you have a fantastic day, but if you've been with someone for years and they can't even get down to Tiffany's and buy you a decent ring, get them gold.
Do you not know where Tiffany's is?
Yeah, Bond Street.
Nip down and get one yourself then, love.
I'm not saying that. I can buy my own ring.
Josh, what do you make of gay marriage?
I don't like going to weddings. I find it stressful. I'd just get rid of marriage.
If you don't have weddings, the only time the whole family gets together is at funerals. And that is depressing.
Very true.
Not all the family, because there's one that's...
I'm sick of people saying, if you vote this way, you'll end up in bed with Nigel Farage, or you'll wake up with Nigel Farage. You know, just tell every newspaper now, I've pictured every sexual possibility between me and Nigel Farage as a result of some headline. Or if you vote Green Party, you'll end up giving him a blowjob and a spoons. I'm never going to sleep with him, all right? Nigel, it's not going to happen, mate.
What do you make of UKIP?
I'm glad they're in the debate. I think it's like X Factor. It's always better at the beginning with all the nutters. I think you should earn your place in the final. It shouldn't be just you get to the final. It should be like X Factor. And I think we could have a real telly show on our hands.
Where's Simon Cowell watching this, writing this down?
I'm writing it down, as a matter of fact. I think it's a very good idea. And then we can all vote,
Yeah, see how they go.
And make money in the process as well.
Just get some new players, new blood at the end. Someone you thought was never going to be a leader, and then everyone crying and clapping like, he's not a prick!
Miliband, darling.
Miliband? He's out.
He's about as popular as a sneeze at Heathrow, isn't he? He's got no chance. I think the big mistake that is potentially being made here by the people who want to leave Europe is a bit like, you know, when an EastEnders actor thinks, I'll leave EastEnders, I've got a great career out there, I'll be in films, I'll be fine. And they always come like, can I come back to the square? Can I come back to the square, please? I'll do anything. I'll do Dean Gaffney's old job, anything.
Seeing it through fresh eyes as a new resident of the UK, you know, Europe has sunshine, it has topless beaches, it has opera, it has a lot of things that this country needs. So I would say don't push them away.
OK, next time you mention topless beaches, don't then do that. Don't do that.
I mean, let's talk about coalitions. I just don't understand why doesn't Labour and Conservative do a coalition? And they'd be in power, wouldn't they? So obvious. You know, and people say, oh, that will never happen. Well, we never thought McFly and Busted would get together. They were like arch enemies. But now they've got the whole area sewn up and everyone's happy. Who's not happy with McBusted?
You're absolutely right. I'm over the bloody moon.
That Godfrey Bloom, the guy who left UKIP, he said he left because...
He left last Monday?
Yeah, and he said because they're too politically correct.
This is Godfrey Bloom left the UKIP last week because he claimed they were too politically correct. He's also the guy that said too much foreign aid was being sent to Bongo Land.
Strictly Come Dancing.
Yeah.
They must be, darling.
They must be.
Surely, with someone like Judy Murray on there.
Yes.
Oh, has she got over the spinal surgery? I saw her dancing last week. But... I mean...
Jimmy!
What happened to her?
Carr.
She just stood there while someone danced round her. You were surprisingly nice. You pulled your punches on that one.
Yeah. Yes, rigor mortis is what I thought.
How did she not get voted off? I mean...
I have no clue. Well, thanks to the wonderful general public, darling, they've kept her in.
Who's your tip for this year? Who do you think's going to...
Well, there's some really good ones.
Well, there's some professional dancers on.
Well, yes, of sorts. But they haven't studied ballroom and Latin professionally.
No, and that's really that's the key dancing.
That is the key, because I think it's much harder to
I can't go on.
change.
Have you never studied... You were tap and ballet, weren't you?
Well, yeah, well, all of them, yeah.
Jazz tap ballet,
yeah, totally, yeah.
You're already better than Judy's.
Even without music, that's...
Judy Murray, I like what she did.
That was terrific.
That was adorable and affordable.
It was, yeah. It was fit for filth as well. I was watching it like this year. The bad ones are really bad, aren't they? It's
Scott
like
Mills.
It's just it was
Scott,
unbelievable.
Whoa. I won't have you slagging off Scott Mills again. You were mean to him last week and he was brilliant.
It wasn't his best moment.
I thought he looked really happy. That's why I feel sad for him. He looked like it was like, this is the best thing that's ever happened. It's really sad that he's so bad at it, because he looked like he was having a moment. He looked like he thought he was nailing it.
Why do they look so happy, though? No one's ever been that happy about anything. This maniacal...
In America, you've got Dancing with the Stars, haven't you? You've got
We
the
do
glamorous.
indeed.
Would you ever consider...
Previously, I never would have, but now I know that I could.
Yeah. The bar is pretty low, it turns out.
Quite low.
Yeah.
One of the couples this week said, oh, we're gonna really go out there and take some risks. And then they just did a dance. You're gonna take risks, do it on the M62 or something.
You never know. The public are pretty amazing, actually, for choosing people to go through like they have in the past. You know, with John Sargent, they always choose the right people again.
You can't just blame the public, though. You picked Donny Osmond. Whose idea was that to have him
I
on?
did not, actually. We never got a word in edgeways, darling, with Donny on the panel.
Grabbed that guy and he said, you gotta just dance for your family. But if I ever have to dance for my family, they're all dead.
Oh, it saddens me.
He just kept going, I love your energy. I love your energy. I want it for myself. So annoying. Why are Americans so obsessed with other people's energy? It's already cost us 2 Gulf Wars. It's ridiculous.
Simon Webb has been accused of being too raunchy this year. Do you think he's been too raunchy?
No, I don't think he's raunchy enough, to be honest. He hardly used his hips at all.
Sorry, I'm talking about the dancing. You're not a big U2 fan, you're not?
I refuse to listen to it, because it's too sinister. It's too sinister just giving someone an album. I think if I listen to it, there'll be some sort of agenda. If I woke up and there was a bag of cheese and onion crisps on my pillow, and I just saw Gary Lineker creeping out of my bedroom, I wouldn't be eating them.
People have been so angry. It's like they're like, you're trying to burgle my ears. We used to just listen to the radio and you'd listen to whatever song was on and a DJ would be talking over it. You know, I say DJ, paedophile. It's just a gift.
I mean, I hopped on the bandwagon. I was making fun of him when I found it just on my phone one day. But then I listened to it, and then I was very angry.
Well, it's been reported that U2 have made $100 million from Apple. That's what the deal was.
But it's backfired, hasn't it? I think rather than an apology, all I want from Bono, or Bono as I like to call him, all I want from Bono is to take his sunglasses off and show us your conceited, greedy, piggy little eyes. The NHS strike nurses.
Yeah, and midwives for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Going on strike. It's the biggest strike in 32 years, I believe.
Yes, yeah. And they're going to replace them with this thing where they're going to get the army involved. I really like the idea that they're going to get the army and that some woman's going to be delivering a baby and there'll be a sergeant major at the end of it. The bed just shouting, push!
So what do you think of the strike, Craig?
I think it's a good thing, to be honest, because I think they actually deserve a pay rise. I mean,
they're only asking for 1% as well. Yeah. They're not asking for the moon on a stick.
But 1%, like the average midwife's on about 25 grand, so 1% is like £250 over a year. Over a month, that's like £20. weekly, that's like about £4 after tax. That's like a pint of beer. And it's like, they're like superheroes. It's like Batman saved your life, the life of your unborn child, and you're like, what can I do for you, Batman? He went, just get me a pint. He went, bit greedy.
Well, the amount of times they changed my bedpan, darling, when I was having my hip operation, you know, I would pay them the 250 quid myself.
You had a hip hop?
I did, darling.
You just got one new one?
Yes, just one.
Do you find you're going around in circles?
You're the first person I've ever seen brag about how many times they went to the toilet while they were in hospital. I mean, the amount of times they changed my bedpan.
I bloody nailed it.
Yeah, I gave that bedpan a bit of a punishment.
I think they should say, instead of the strike, because they can't really strike, because they sort of go, we're going on strike, but, you know, and if something really bad happens, we'll come back. Don't worry, we're not monsters. And that sort of puts them in a really bad position. So I think they should be like, just not going to wash our hands. So, we're not going to tell you what day we're doing it, but there's no wash hand day. They should do like stuff like that, or like, we're just going to kiss it better today.
Good luck with that.
I went to Australia. I didn't find them very welcoming because I'm quite fair-skinned and wearing shorts was a big deal. So on the first day I was there, I walked into a cafe and the guy behind the counter looked up at me and went, I don't know where it is you're from, mate, but I'm guessing it's winter there.
I'm from Wales. It's been winter there for years.
Surely as a Welshman you've been called worse things than that.
Oh yeah, but you know, it was so precise. He'd seen my thighs and thought, I'm going to take the piss out of that guy. Look at his skin.
Very good accent. Can you put a bit of Queen on that?
What if the Queen was doing that?
What do you think of
Hang on, she's from Hong Kong. I can tell you that's not one of the most talked about things this week. But the Queen, as head of state, is obviously staying in Australia's most prestigious hotel, Lassiter's. John, Chappie, Alice, what else have people been talking about this week?
They're having meetings to sort out the European debt, but they can't stop bickering. Angela Merkel is basically the one who's trying to fix it all, and Silvio Berlusconi called her una colonna inchiavabile, which means an unshaggable lard arse. It just proves that if English were Italian, men would get away with a lot more. Sounds quite nice, doesn't it?
Someone in the press I read said that the relationships between the European leaders is at an all-time low. I thought, well, not really. In 1939, it was a lot worse. What do you think about it, Joe?
I think it's great.
Yeah?
Yeah, looking forward.
That's the wrong answer.
Oh, shit.
It's the Eurozone crisis.
Hoping to get a point for that. Like Sarkozy's sort of involved in it quite a lot, and I just keep thinking about his wife. She's well fit. And I feel like he must be in this meeting going, oh, come on. I want to get home and... I know Eurozone, but... Oh, God, it's...
You've really sort of got into the psyche of a French man, I feel.
The Belgian finance minister left one meeting early because he had tickets to see Tintin. And I like the idea that when he was excusing himself, they're like, right, OK, what are we going to talk? We need to sort this out with the Greeks. And he was like, I need to shoot off. Because it's Orange Wednesday.
Let's have a look and see if the Eurozone crisis is one of the most talked about things this week. So at the end of the round, Sean, Joe and Louis have 1 point. John, Chappie and Alice have 2. Our next round is pick of the polls. Sean, Joe, Louis, what do you like the look of?
I don't know, I can't see.
I'm going to speak for you, Louis, and go for the man dancing.
OK.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
OK?
Yeah.
OK, do you want to sit down now?
I couldn't see from there, that's why.
I know, yeah.
No, not at all, no.
But this is your related question. Most people think being a bad dancer is more embarrassing than being bad at sport. True or false?
I'm brilliant at both. I couldn't tell you if I'm a better dancer or a better footballer.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just outstanding at both.
What form of dance suits your moves best?
I can only dance to reggae. It's like an affliction. If it starts, I just dance, and I can only stop if someone turns it down.
Yeah. It just sort of wrestles you to the ground.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm stronger than I look, so I get up.
I did that Let's Dance for Comic Relief. I did Hey Mickey, and I didn't get into the final. I worked so hard on that. I worked harder on that than I did in my A-levels.
Yeah, I watched that. You're crap, that's why.
But right, let me tell you something. Let me tell you
Sorry,
something.
can I get a saucer of milk, please? Louis' claws are out.
I practiced so hard, I actually fractured my wrist. Did you see my cartwheel?
Fractured your
I
wrist?
did that on a fractured wrist.
That wasn't a
okay, and
cartwheel.
afterwards I was...
How did you fracture your wrist practicing?
Oh, God, look,
What were you doing?
go...
What was the dance?
You go, oh, Mickey, you're so... And I did it like that, Hey Mickey. In my kitchen, I have a small kitchen, and I twatted it on the kitchen handle.
And sorry, your dance, I didn't see it, but your dance was that? Really? And you didn't get through to the final? You were robbed. That's amazing.
That's what they do at Heathrow to direct planes.
Oh, you all right, love? Just having a dance. Louis, when you watch other people dance, are you critical? Like when you see...
No, he's not critical at is he?
Someone needs to let it go, Chappie. Someone needs to let... Oh, even that's better than yours. I would just say let it go, it's better. Most useful thing your parents teach you?
Cooking, cleaning, sewing. That's what I learned from my dad. My mum taught me how to make jokes based on stereotypical perceptions of gender.
That is good, though, isn't it?
My dad said, if you go to university, you get catered halls. And I asked why, and he went, before I met your mother, I lived on boiled eggs and club biscuits. And I said, what happened? And he went, I got really horrific depression. And he just left it at that.
My parents taught me this.
Oh, wow. Do that again.
That's good.
Yeah. They taught me that. That's what they've given me.
Are they circus folk?
Sean, what did you learn from your parents?
Well, my dad, as I left home, he said, just remember this, son, the best services on the M1, Newport Pagnell. On you go.
What did your parents teach you?
Me? Price changing. Just how to take the, just how to take the label off really slowly and then change it on the food, whatever you wanted. You just
Take a label off from a cheaper item and place it on the item you would like to buy.
One, yeah.
They scan it through. It's not shoplifting.
Yeah.
This bottle of champagne's 79 pence.
My mum taught me that there's only one lake in the Lake District.
Wow. Yeah. Your mum sounds like a bundle of love.
And I know which lake it is. Bassenthwaite.
It's Bassenthwaite Lake.
Yeah.
What about Windermere?
We're actually brothers.
Windermere's a mere.
We're brothers. We share a mother.
Sorry, what's a mere?
A mere, it's not a lake, but it's a different type of water. It's a mere.
It's a different type of water. A smaller version of a sea with no salt in it. It's a lake, mate. Where's your mum? Get her here now.
I don't like the way you said that. Poor up. She's watching this. Yeah. I apologise for what they've said about you, and I enjoy my lake fact, and I use it at parties.
OK, I'll give you a clue. It's to do with spending.
Always marry into money.
Don't get in debt.
What, you're pretty close with that.
Well, don't get in debt. Really don't get in debt.
I'll tell you the answer. It's the value of money. My parents taught me how to be self-reliant. Even now, if something goes wrong at 2 in the morning, I'm the one that gets up and phones my agent to send someone round to fix it. Most men are too embarrassed to undergo beauty treatments. True or false?
Well, you've undergone a few, or is that a natural tan?
This is natural.
Oh. That's a natural tan, is it?
I've had sunbeds, but I've quit sunbeds now. I don't have sunbeds no more, so...
You've quit sunbeds?
Quit.
My God, you've made some sacrifices, haven't you?
No.
When did you quit sunbeds?
Like last week.
So, what's your daily regime, beauty-wise? What do you do, beauty-wise?
Obviously, I wake up, look at myself, and I think, Reem. But then I get, then what? Then I get in the shower, do my hair afterwards, bang, bang. What are you saying?
Bang, bang, and who's over there?
That's meant to be the mirror.
Oh, I thought that was your carer. Jennifer, you're a lady. Now, do you think men are too pampered these days? Do we do too much?
Yeah, I do. I like men, like, hairy, smelly. They can fart.
Johnny Vegas.
Can feel
John, do you do any?
No, I wouldn't say I'm too embarrassed. I just think the prettier you are, the more you're going to disappoint someone at some point, because they'll think, oh, that's the one, and then you go,
So you don't do anything. You don't do any
I had
beauty
my
treatments.
first extraneous nostril hair this week.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah, it was the first one. I was driving and I just checked my rearview mirror and it was there. Hello! That was the first vanity issue I've had of like, well, that needs sorting, and there's no reason I shouldn't have just let them all come out.
How'd you get it out?
No.
I just pulled and I pulled until I cried.
When you go to Boots and buy your first nasal trimmer, the way the girl looks at you know, and she slides it across with the beep.
I don't know, Johnny.
What, and you can't look away, because if you look away, you give them a better angle.
Sure. Beauty treatments.
I have had waxing, but I won't take my trousers off. They have to do it keyhole.
So what do you think?
I'm going to get you a diffuser.
A what?
And then the can't technically say even that's another step away from blow drying.
A diffuser?
Yeah, it's one, you know, with the little spikes in it, you just run it through. What it does, it breaks it up and you'll get no split ends.
What have you done with a real Johnny Vegas?
Johnny, what do you use on your hair?
Hey, sunshine, I had a perm, all right, that, 2 minutes. I used to lacquer, I used a mousse, I used a diffuser. Didn't towel dry, because that created heat and friction. No, I'd wrap round, I'd give it 20 good minutes. I treated it with respect. I hope that falls out.
I didn't mean offence to that, man.
Yeah, well, you did. And you know what? Give out for that. Look after it. You don't know where you go while you're young.
OK. So most men are too embarrassed to undergo beauty treatments.
I'm going bald! Look at that.
That's not that bad. No. I'm worse than that. Mind you, I think that's because I have very vivid dreams.
I drive my head into the pillow.
OK, so most men are too embarrassed to undergo beauty treatments. True or false? What are you going to say, Sean?
True.
You think it's true? You think they are too embarrassed?
Yes,
Sean,
I do,
what do you
yes.
think?
Team?
Jennifer, what do you think? Are most men too embarrassed?
False.
You're going to go false? OK. I can tell you the answer is false. Oh. They got it. Yes. Yes, only 43% of men said they'd be too embarrassed to have beauty treatments. These days, you can even get your arsehole bleached. That's what Liz Hurley did with Shane Warne. So the winner is the name of our final round. Here is your question. Top thing British people lie about.
I think most people lie about any sentence that starts, I know a lovely place. Like when you go for dinner or to a pub and they go, oh, I know a great little place. And it's miles away and it's shit. How was that your anecdote? I know a great place and it stinks and the food's crap. So now I hate the place and you for liking it.
It's telling your partner or your wife that they're your best friend. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's such a lie, isn't it? Because if you don't go out for 14 pints with your wife, do you? You don't say to your wife, let's go and have 14 pints. Because you do with a best friend, don't you? Go, let's go and have 14 pints.
Why 14?
Funny number.
I lie about drinking quite a lot. Like, I'll say I only had 3 glasses of wine, and then I'll go, oh, no, I did have another 3 glasses of wine. And then I did kick a toddler in the face. It's a worry.
I lie about Christine Brinkley. I say I saw Christine Brinkley. She was modelling flippers on the Albert Bridge. I see her at all. I say, you know Christine Brinkley?
Yeah?
She used to be my taekwondo teacher.
Is she?
Yeah. You know, I go, no, Christine Bleakley, I bought her she'd be on telly, and I go, see that woman there, Christine Bleakley? Years ago, I bought a reconditioned Flymo off her.
Sorry, is that true or not, Sean? Did you buy a reconditioned Flymo?
No, just make it up for a bit of fun. Just make up all these stories about Christine Bleakley. And you know the canoe man? He hid in her loft for a year.
Do you know Christine Bleakley, yeah?
I do actually know Christine Bleakley.
Well,
she's a nice woman.
Yeah, I'm not saying she's not. I make up lies about her.
John, what do you lie about?
Everything, constantly. I lie about people's names. Like, if the first thing you had to do when you saw someone was say their name, people who've known me for years would find out that actually I don't really care who they are. I don't think anyone really knows anyone's name.
Do you know what? I call everyone, yeah. If I don't know someone's name, for some reason I call them Ashley.
That's good. That's good, because a lot of us have been just calling them mate or pal or all right, fella.
For some reason,
but Ashley's much better because if it is Ashley, quid's in.
Is it age? Do people lie about age?
Oh, that age is number two on the list.
Is it their weight?
It's not worth lying about. Genuinely, people know I'm not 9 stone. I've tried it regularly.
It's to do with partners.
Sexual partners.
That was the right answer.
Did that at the beginning?
Yes, the top thing British people lie about is the number of sexual conquests they've had. I've rounded mine up to 2. John's team, what do you think people have been talking about this week?
I don't really talk to people. Tend to move away when
We put 2 girls on your team this week because we thought it would force you to talk to girls.
OK. Hey.
All right, John. Yeah.
Girls.
John. What about Tesco saying that we're throwing away, is it 2/3 of our food that we buy?
Phenomenal.
So much wasted food.
Yeah, well, specifically, it's the bagged salad. They reckon 2/3 of it goes in the bin. Tess, do you waste any food?
Well, I try not to, but yeah, hands up, I'm guilty of occasionally throwing away a bag of salad that's gone past its sell-by date.
You've got kids, give it to them.
Well, I do.
Whatever you and Vernon don't have, throw to them.
I do. And if it's not them, it's the dog. But occasionally you do find yourself throwing stuff away, don't you?
The thing is the labelling, isn't it? Because they say bag salad, mixed leaves, but actually that's not accurate, is it? It should be mixed leaves stroke compost. That's what it is. You're basically buying a bag of compost. Because sometimes, you know, it's gone off by the time you got it home. I go through red lights just to get the food home so I can eat it. Have a picnic in the car park.
I think there's a smell test where we all believe the best before date, just give it a sniff. If you're not sick in your mouth, it's fine.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of waste, 2/3 of everything you eat, but I thought about it, it's true, because I've got an example of, like, if I'm eating a packet of 3 Scotch eggs, I'll eat one and throw the other 2 at cyclists. You've really put that in terms everyone can relate to.
I waste so little. I went on holiday and took some Nurofen, because you can never be too prepared on a holiday, can you?
No, John.
And when I got back, I saw that one of the Nurofen had popped out of the little metal thing they're in, and I didn't want to waste it, so I ate it. Didn't even have a headache. Just thought, I'm not putting that in the bin. Then I had to get shit-faced just to get the benefit out of it.
I hate food waste. I think it's the worst thing in the world. I'd eat things off the floor just to make sure there's no waste. I also hate mice. And one time, my flatmate, to catch a mice for me while I was asleep, left some peanut butter by the toaster with rat poison on it and a spoon. And I came downstairs the next morning, I was like, oh, waste not, want not, oh. I had to go to hospital and get my stomach pumped. It shows how much I hate food waste and also how easy I'd be to trap. But it's...
Christian, do you waste food?
I do waste food. I'm really bad. I'm a bit obsessive about the dates. So I'm always the one who looks at the date and it says it runs out on the 23rd, so I can't eat it. Because if it's off, then I might want to be sick or something. So,
Christian, you've been reading the news and all these stories about, you know, conspiracies too long. It's grand. Years ago, there was a flood in Honduras and a woman was in a tree giving birth to a baby. A helicopter came along and pulled her out of the tree as she gave birth to the baby, and she was put into the helicopter with the umbilical cord still attached, and they both survived. Your bag salad isn't going to kill you.
I feel that story might have been a sledgehammer to crack a nut there, really. There was a helicopter and a flood in Honduras to get him to eat some salad.
A bad bag of salad might make you rush the news, won't it?
Well, I've got a weak stomach, and reading the news on a weak stomach is not good.
No.
My sister once had to throw up. She's a newsreader as well, and she had to throw up in between the stories. So she would do an intro and then go, and then carried on, you know.
Was it a particularly gory story?
There was nobody to relieve her.
Madonna has a new video out where she tries to be sexy. Sean, do you read the best before dates? Do you adhere to them?
No, no. I've got pesto in my fridge that Assad wouldn't fire at insurgents. I don't give a monkey, so I'm fine. I've got cast iron stomach.
Yeah.
The problem is we have a generation growing up now who have never seen Ready, Steady, Cook. So they don't know how to make a meal out of a Mars bar, a red pepper and a stock cube. So they open the cupboards and everything's a meal anyway, and they just go, oh, I've got nothing in. Ainsley Harriott would have turned that into a gourmet feast and been delightful company in the meantime.
OK, let's have a look and see what's up there. Yes, Tesco has revealed the extent of food wastage in the country. According to the survey, 53% of food in this country goes to waste. The rest goes to hips and bums, right, girls?
The thing is, his name wasn't Guy, it was Guido, which is an Italian name.
Yeah.
And the translation of Guido into English isn't Guy, it's Ian. So it should be Ian Fawkes night.
Oh, penny for the Ian.
Yeah.
5th of November, he climbs down your chimney. He leaves some sparklers under your pillow. And then when you grow up, you learn it was just your parents.
Those were not your parents. People had broken and entered.
Basically, what I think's interesting about it, though, is you're celebrating something that didn't happen, aren't you?
Yeah, you're celebrating a failed attempt to blow up Parliament, yeah.
Normally, you celebrate something that happened, don't you?
But that's by the by.
Is it? All right.
How's that by the by? What do you think's the key issue here?
Well, I mean, you know, fireworks is a nice night out, doesn't it?
Not if you watch the one show. It's terrifying if you watch the one show. Because you always do the safety film with someone who's basically let a Catherine wheel off in their face.
Health and safety first, Jimmy.
Yeah, there's always a lot of health and safety
But the thing
involved.
is, I haven't always...
Were you applauding health and safety?
I assumed we were all applauding health and safety, and sad to be the only one.
I haven't always liked it.
You didn't always like fireworks night?
No.
Go on.
Well, because I lived on a sort of an estate cul-de-sac thing.
Yeah.
We used to take the Guy Fawkes round in the wheelbarrow, you know, penny for the guy.
Right.
And we didn't have a head. So my sister shaved my girl's world. Do you know what a girl's world is?
Say that to him.
My sister shaved my girl's world.
You know what a girl's world is,
Yeah.
right?
Have you ever shaved yours,
funny.
Sarah?
I know what it is.
So go on, you shaved your girl's world for Guy Fawkes, right?
A girl's world is a plastic head with hair, and you do the
you're making
hairstyle.
it worse.
Oh, it's making it worse. Sean's making it worse. Anyway, she shaved my girl's world and put that as the head. So I didn't like it for a while. Now I like it again.
What about you, John? Do you like it? Because, I mean, it's fun, so I imagine not so much.
I like it, but I worry about everything. I worry if I had kids, how you let a kid have a sparkler. I think I'd just tell him, I'll hold it and you tell me where to move it.
When we were at school, we had someone come in to do, like, the demonstration video about the sparklers. I'll never forget him in front of my whole class. I was only about, like, 10, and him going, just by the way, you need to be really careful holding these. And then looked at me. I was like, what? I don't know what rumours you've heard. This isn't
That's not what this is. Do you know what I mean? And statistically, if there's one person in the room less likely to get their fingers wet, it's me. I've reduced my percentage of burning, I think.
So do you like fireworks, Sarah?
I have a slight problem with it because I married my first husband on the 5th of November because we thought it would be a really good idea because we'd never forget our wedding anniversary, and then we got divorced.
So those were the only fireworks that night?
Well, not that night.
No, that night was all right.
That night was all right. You know, it was just after that. A firework display is probably quite a good place to take a new boyfriend so he can hear all the noises in you that he's supposed to make you do, all the ooh, oh, wow.
Careful, you'll have my eye out.
And then you can't go back to it until it's died out, obviously. You can't touch it for ages.
Would you rather get a massage from a friend or a stranger?
My sister used to do massage, and she said there's a muscle that if on a bloke that gives him an erection.
Wasn't she suspicious on the day of the training that they taught her that?
Oh no, she found it out herself.
I'm pretty sure it's not just one muscle as well. It's pretty much the entire body when touched by anyone who looks nice.
Can you say in a Geordie accent, my sister's a masseuse?
Oh, my sister's a masseuse, like that.
That's all I needed. All I wanted. The idea of giving me any pleasure is revolting to you.
Yeah, I feel like I need to wash my hands. I don't think I'd even want to be massaged by a bloke. I went with my friend of mine, and she opted. There was like a male and a female massage therapist, and he said, "I want the bloke," and she said she could feel his
Gentleman area.
She said she could feel it on her elbow, and I'm just fascinated by that because my elbow's got like rhino skin on. I don't even know if I could do hot and cold, let alone tell if it was a cock or not.
All right, come on. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought we were going to add a bonus round to 8 out of 10 cats. And now cock or not. John, do you like a massage?
I don't like a handshake, Jimmy. I'm uncomfortable with that much physical contact. The idea of stripping naked and having someone touch the backs of my legs and my arse and my neck.
They don't do your arse.
I know. That's why they don't get tipped. No, I don't enjoy being touched and massaged. I've never had. And the idea of a friend or a stranger, it's obviously a stranger. I don't know what social groups these people move in, but you're watching the football and, oh, that was an amazing goal, that one. I'm just a bit tight there. You just tease it out. Oh, yes, you are a legend.
So, Alex, would you rather get a stranger to massage you or a friend?
Get off a stranger.
Definitely a stranger.
Yeah, because they do your bum.
So many...
Did they do your bum?
Only in Greece.
Only in Greece?
Oh, OK.
Yeah.
I've not been there.
And
Greece or
just like this. I mean, he wasn't shy, and it wasn't pleasant. Have I said
He
too
tells
much?
his story very differently.
Yeah, he tells the story very differently. I meet the lady from the one show. She's very nice. Worst way to break up with someone?
At the maternity ward.
I got dumped in a curry house once, but it was right at the end of it. And I was like, I'll pay, I'll get the bill. And she was like, we're on a break. And she's like, I don't think we should get back together. I was thinking, I would have ordered all the sides and that, because I went the full hog to try and get her back. I had like sagaloo, bargees.
You're trying to win her back with a sagaloo?
I heard about a guy, he was going to propose to his girlfriend, and they did a nice romantic walk down the beach, and before he could propose, she broke up with him 3 minutes before the plane that he had booked was scheduled to write, "Will you marry me?" in the sky. And I was talking to my friends about what you would do in that situation, and I think I would desperately try and run around the beach trying to write "abort" in the sand. And maybe push her in the sea.
Alex, have you broken up with anyone? Because one of the worst ways, I think, would be for a guy to tell you that he's gay. I imagine that's...
I think a fax fax machine might be a bad way to do it.
Didn't Phil Collins famously
Did
do
he?
that? He broke up with his wife by fax.
What, he went like this?
Correct me if I'm wrong, Alex, that is Welsh, isn't it?
Sarah, what's the worst way to break up?
Is it smash the world's best boyfriend mug in front of them? Like maybe in their face?
So you essentially glass them with a mug.
In fact, until your wedding, you could do that.
You're still going out with them, but... Oh, that is cold. John, do you think she's going to do that to you?
I do now. Thank you.
So worst way to break up with someone?
Toss a coin, and just say, look, heads will leave you. Yeah. And then you go, oh, damn, it's tails. 20 years, I suppose. Or, I think a limerick's a good way to do it.
A limerick?
A limerick's a good way to do it, because you put some thought into it, and, you know, and it can give them a sort of, a sense that at least it's got a jaunty little angle to it. You know, but like, a thought is suddenly dawning of why I'm consistently yawning. For the past 20 years, you've bored me to tears, so I'll be off in the morning.
Sean, Mickey, Jedward, what do you think the nation have been talking about?
Okay, everyone's talking about loads of cool things.
Everyone's always talking.
There's all those girls always gossiping about like stuff. So, what do you think, John?
Okay.
What are people talking about?
Sean.
The Beckhams had a baby, another baby.
The Beckhams, yeah, had a little...
Come on, Victoria Beckham had a baby.
I think about, okay, she has a baby, okay, and she looks so, like, she's so thin. And then
I
when
know,
has
she
a
looked a
baby-
little bit like a snake that had swallowed something.
No, I think she looks really, really well. I think Victoria Beckham, if you're watching this, which you obviously are, good job.
On the airplane, on the...
Do you know how babies are made?
I don't know, I think it's about, like, there's like an eagle that
We missed that class in school.
You missed a lot of classes.
Yeah.
Although your school was different, it was mainly potato painting. Let's get back to the Victoria Beckham.
It's a caesarean, wasn't it?
Yeah,
she had a caesarean, which is typical Spice Girl. They was miming, aren't they?
She's had 4 caesareans.
Yeah, she
Might as well just put a hinge.
There are very few things more boring than going to see someone's baby, though, isn't it? No, when they say, oh, you've got to come round and see the baby, you think, oh, for And you go, yeah, it is one. You're all right. Yeah. Well done, you had a bun cup.
But it's the name. The names are very strange.
What do you think they
Don't
called
you
it?
think it's just a really weird thing? to call
Seven.
you- Yeah.
Harper Seven. Sounds like a robot butler. The news was suddenly full of sort of little stories saying, what does it mean? Like it's a competition and we're going to win a sort of golden rabbit that's been buried in a forest if we work it out. But if it's a contest that the Beckhams are setting, I don't think the clues are going to be very difficult. Wasn't the name Seven chosen? I thought it was chosen from the number 7 being on his shirt. So, I mean, if he was naming it after something on its shirt, it's lucky it wasn't called Beckham. How did you come up with your name?
Edward.
You didn't come up with your name, did you?
We didn't
The
care
sun
once
came
they're
up with your
calling
name,
us
didn't they?
it.
The sun came
No,
up
our
with you.
fans came up with our name. News of the world came up with it.
You're not in Home Alone, stop doing it.
No, okay, it's John and Edward, and they both come together. You didn't know.
Okay, as you guys know, okay, we met Barack Obama, okay, and he was like...
You're joking.
Then shook Barack Obama's hand.
Yeah, like,
if anyone wants to touch it, you can.
Just out of his, why did you meet him?
We met the biggest world leader in the world, okay, and he was like, so what is Jedward? And we told him that it's John and Ed and you put together and it makes Jedward.
But why, was he lost or something? How did this happen?
Yeah.
Barack Obama opened the wrong door and get lost. What's going on there? And he switched the light on, then you two are there. How did it happen?
You told him the Jedward story and he didn't go back to America and say, from now on I am Obama.
All the biggest people in Ireland were there. Daniel Day-Lewis was there, Gabriel Byrne was there, we were there. He skipped everyone, walked straight to us, and Michelle Obama was there also.
Bono wasn't there.
Yeah, he was too
He
cool.
was on tour.
Bono was probably in your dressing room going... Can I ask a question?
Of course you can.
That's not going to change anything. You'll be surprised to find that my memory is not wiped out by that. Yours may be. But do they not hit kids in Ireland?
Let's have a look and see whether the Beckham baby is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, Victoria Beckham has had her baby. Doctors offered Victoria gas and air, but she said she wasn't that hungry. John, Charlie, Lorraine, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
We think the obvious one is phone hacking.
The phone hacking scandal, yeah.
It was our last news of the world last Sunday, and they ended with the words, paedophiles will now sleep easily in their beds. Slightly overplaying their role and encouraging the most lazy police work ever on Monday. Just knocking on people's doors. I just wondered how you slept last night. Like a log, you filthy pedo scum.
It was very sort of self-congratulatory, the final issue of the News of the World. Did you read it?
I had to buy it. I was reviewing it for a paper, and I had to get up early. I went at 7:30 a.m. to a newsagent's, and there was a really weird atmosphere in there where no one was looking each other in the eye, like we'd all stumbled across the corpse of a dead bear in the forest, and we were all queuing up to have sex with it.
Oh, you know that feeling.
Yeah. Had little farewell messages from readers dotted throughout it, saying things like, "Oh, I'll miss mine. It was a part of my ritual on a Sunday afternoon. I'd eat my roast and then I'd sit there and soak up all the hate, judge all these famous women I didn't know and find them lacking, rifle through the voicemails of the bereaved. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I'm going to have to desecrate graves of a Sunday." It was a really, really weird publication to read.
I think what's really interesting about this is Rupert Murdoch really hasn't got the message at all. He thinks by making these gestures like closing the News of the World and pulling out the B-Sky B bid, it's going to calm everything down. And he hasn't got the message. It's not the News of the World or News International that's toxic. It's him. People hate him. And they want him to piss off. They do. Everyone's sick of him.
It's like the moment... There's been a really weird atmosphere that everyone can suddenly talk about Murdoch, and it's like when an arsehole leaves the room. What an arsehole. And he's all got... Rupert Murdoch's gone physically withered all of a sudden. I don't know if you've noticed, he looks 100 years old all of a sudden.
He's gone very Mr. Burns this week.
It's like a Doctor Who monster, that they've discovered one of his sort of soul-harvesting portals and destroyed it, and he's losing energy.
What if my phone's been hacked?
Yeah, we never get really phone messages.
I imagine the bloke who hacked into your phone is now in an institution.
Hello, Tom, it's Edward. No, hang on, I'm next to you, I'll ask you.
What, sorry?
We only have one phone.
We share one phone.
So it'll be like us, but...
And we had, like, other phones, but
keep
then...
losing them.
Someone's told you it's a phone.
It's a mobile.
It's a conch.
It's a bar of fruit and nut. Their manager said...
It's a mobile. Sorry. Hang on a second, Sean. I think you probably do have... Guys, you've got a mobile, but it's above the bed, isn't it? Mm-hmm. 15% of prisoners are on drugs. How do they get hold of so many drugs in prison? I guess they're smuggled in by some arsehole. Yeah, bum jokes still work. Good news. The average Brit spends 121 hours sitting on the toilet every year, which is about 20 minutes a day if you can work it out, or 40 minutes a day if you can't work it out. And Mexico City is the worst place in the world to be a commuter, especially for me. I work in Shepherd's Bush. Right, well, I can't put it off any longer. Let's get started. Sean, Sarah, Georgie, anything you've been chatting, anything caught your eye in the papers?
Well, Jimmy...
This week.
We all like to put a bit of money away for a rainy day, don't we? But I think you're more prepared than Noah. I think you've grabbed a few headlines this week. In fact, when I heard that you were on the front page of the paper, to be honest, I was expecting a lot worse. I was expecting to see, like, one of those white police tents in the background and a copper holding your laptop in a see-through carrier bag. So I was quite relieved when I found out what it was really for.
On the plus side, at least you've been in a top 5 list of something.
Blimey.
Georgie Thompson?
Right, that's got to be, you know, a positive spin on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a positive spin. But thank you.
We can all now see why you work so hard. You get to keep all the money. But you've apologised, haven't you? You've apologised today.
I have apologised, Sean, and in my defence... No, I got nothing.
I just want to ask you this question, because in your apology it said, my accountant said to me, do you want to pay less tax? And it's totally legal. Can you answer, when you were having that conversation, were you on a telephone and was there thick plastic glass between the two of you? Did he have like a sort of boiler suit type uniform? And a very sort of brutal haircut? Because the best accountants, that's where they are, in jail.
It was... Your money was in Jersey. Did you just go, like, on a holiday once and think, this is lovely? Probably just going to leave some stuff here. You know, like at my boyfriend's, I've got a hairbrush. You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah. No, I don't think that's the case, is it? No.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
You know what, though? You know what? OK, now, this is me getting political. Shit. Now, well, sort of. There's no S in it. I mean, for what Tony... No, it's not Tony Blair now. It's our Prime Minister.
You know what? You are near enough.
No, it's Nick Clegg, and what's his name? What's his name? He's so nondescript. Wanker. Let's call him Wanker. Okay, there you go. Now, for him to say it's immoral, I mean, I think that's a bit wrong from him, isn't it, really? I mean, you know, talking about moral...
I know. What have I ever said about David Cameron?
Exactly. And the fact is...
Literally hundreds of things every week. Absolutely fair enough.
If they hadn't made that law, you know, they made it for them originally, you see, so it's all right for them. It's just not all right for the common man. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think anyone is thinking of me as the common man.
And also, and then they're saying about, you know, you're going to take Gary's OB or MBE away, you know what I mean? I mean, at least he gives us pleasure with his song, You Make Us Laugh. What do they do when they rape us for our fucking tax? Nothing. They make us cry. Do you know what I mean?
Louis, I mean, Jimmy is funny, but 1%, fuck me.
Yeah.
Did you beat him down a bit, Jim? Did you go, look, can't we call it 0.5?
Any political rant is weakened by not knowing the name of the Prime Minister.
Yeah, I think Louis' political opinions are best expressed through the medium of dance.
Oh, yeah, so... here we go.
I didn't think I could feel any worse. But there it is.
I thought this week of all weeks we might get to the second round before you did a dance. I didn't think... What a pleasure it is to be sat next to the only man in Britain more flexible than your accountant, Jimmy.
John's team, what do you think people have been talking about over the last week?
Oh, thank God for that.
Do you think
I
the
get
pressure
so
was
nervous,
on?
I thought you were going to ask me first. I just get so nervous in that moment. I go, who's you going to ask first? And you ask John. Phew.
It's not Sean and the twins.
We don't look like twins. We look like finalists in a What's Mika going to look like in 20 years?
John's team, what do you think people have been talking about over the last week?
One of our MPs, Nadine Dorris, has decided the best way she can get ahead as a politician is to go into the jungle.
And eat kangaroo testicles.
She's decided to enter I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and not spotted that she's an MP, and it's not called I'm an MP, I should probably do some work. Since taxpayers pay me to do my work. So she's gone out there. I've already seen enough of her. It hasn't even started. I've already seen pictures of her sunbathing in the nude. And her breasts are actually a very good analogy for the coalition, because they appear to be a partnership, and yet they're putting as much distance between themselves.
Would you do it?
No way. I hate spiders. I hate moths.
Moths?
Moths.
It's just a black and white.
Off you now.
You hate moths? It's just a black and white butterfly.
I got home the other day, right, and I saw this massive moth, right, in my bathroom.
You saw a moth in your bathroom?
Yeah,
right?
I needed to have a shower, and I was too scared to go in. So what I did is I went in with this
You're
super...
too scared?
I went into the bathroom, right, with this super strong hairspray.
What?
Seriously.
And you did the moth's hair?
No. I sprayed this moth, shut the door, waited for a minute, saw it on the floor, sprayed it, and then literally crucified it like it was just stuck.
Poor moth is there. He's blind.
He ain't blind. Is he blind?
Yes. Now you feel bad, don't you? Basically, you've gone up to a blind person and just sprayed hairspray in their face.
Carol, would you ever go into the jungle? What would it take?
No, I won't go into the jungle.
Do you get offered it every year?
Yeah.
Every
Shall
year
I tell
they
you how
call?
much they offered me this year?
Yeah, go on.
Wow. £250,000.
£250,000?
Really?
And you went, no, I'm not doing it, not worth it.
Can I go dressed
I'll go
as
tomorrow.
I think it was 250,000. I'm not very good with numbers.
25.
Was in the hundreds.
Even if it's 25, I'd eat the whole kangaroo. I'd start at its feet and just eat... I'd eat its fur, its face. I'd eat the whole kangaroo.
I'd let the kangaroo eat my balls. There's Starbucks, the coffee people. I've been a bit naughty.
What have they done?
What have they done? What have they done? They've been at it, haven't they? They've not been paying tax. They don't pay any tax. They managed to sell... I know. Get your head round that. But they've managed to make their books appear that they're losing money, and basically what they do is they take the losses from other countries and lump them onto the business here.
It's endemic. It's not just the company as well, it's some of the staff as well. Look.
When did you do that?
Earlier this year.
Just after a meeting with their accountant.
That's what I was thinking.
They are one of the few places you can have a coffee and watch women getting their tits out.
Those are mothers breastfeeding, Nicky.
In my one, where I am, there's like a thing there, and there's all bushes on it, and when the breastfeeding mothers come in, you can just peep through the bushes like that. It's almost like they're saying, oh, go on, enjoy your coffee.
Do you know that this is being recorded?
Sean, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Oh, the Tory party conference.
Oh, you love it.
I was marvelled at it was brilliant, wasn't it? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, the part when I came on.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Sorry, I missed that bit. I don't really do any research. Sorry. What part were you on?
Yeah, just, I came on and talked about my story in the games, and my family came on as well and talked about what it's like to raise a champion.
Right. Who did you meet?
Tessa Jowl and Jonathan Edwards. She's quite a nice person, actually.
Tessa Giles, Labour, I think. Theresa May's Tory.
Theresa May.
I don't even know she
They made a big impression on you anyway.
Are you sure you were at the Tory conference?
You know, it might have been the Labour.
Might be right. OK, Johnson, what else have the nation been talking about over the last year? It's not a séance, Mel. What have the nation been talking about over the last year?
It just really hurt my head.
Ever injured themselves.
John, what have the nation been talking about over the last year?
Well, it can't all be fun, can it? The Levis and the... One of his comments was like a Yoda thing. He said, "Who should guard the Guardians? Not no one." Might as well have commissioned Yoda. Who should look after him? Not no one. Possibly someone then. Waste of money.
Or is he more like a Dalek? He goes, hang on.
I like the way we're getting to the heart of the issue here. Does he sound like this?
That's all right.
There we go.
You might as well have come out on the steps and just said, instead of having to go at the press in any way, you should have just said, celebrities, royals, behave yourselves.
Yeah.
And that way, he'd have said, we won't even need to report on you. And none of this would have happened.
Sorry, it was going and it brought up something really weird.
Is this because you can't do this sort of stuff on British Bake Off? You can't, during the judging of a cake, you can't go...
It's incredible he's still...
Mel's about to make a serious point.
There's no way.
Brace yourselves.
What I want to know is, though, it happened to so many people, this hacking business. How... It must be quite easy to do. So how do you hack someone's call? How do you do it? It's obviously quite easy. My dad used to hack into my calls back in the 1970s by lifting the receiver on the other phone in the house.
With his talons.
So I'd be... in the call.
Let him fly off a bit. Your dad's a griffin, yes? He's a griffin.
I'd be downstairs on the trim phone in the hall, and I'd be going...
Your dad would be on his perch.
And
John's team.
Well, I guess we have someone with us who was at probably the most famous sporting event and probably the most famous sporting day of last year.
Did you get tickets?
It's their Olympics and the legacy and all that. But London's Twitter account still has 1.5 million followers. I just think tidy your account up. They haven't tweeted for a year. It's time to stop now. But the Olympics was fantastic and you've done very well.
But for you, it's been spoiled by their inability to tidy up their digital messaging.
It was a fantastic event. I think Britain did a fantastic job. Not only the team, I mean, all the people behind. I mean, I think everything was absolutely perfect. So, well done, Britain.
Well, well done us.
Yes.
Well done, Britain. How far did you actually jump in the final?
8 metres 31.
I genuinely don't know how far that is. If you paced out, how far would it be across?
Well, if you do 8 long paces, then like a foot.
8 long paces?
Yeah.
All right.
You've got to do it right, though, so it's
hang on, 8 long paces. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fuck off. No way did you... You did 8.
Well, you're probably being a bit generous.
Oh, we've got a tape measure. Throw us a tape measure. Hang on, so I'll hold this.
It's not long enough.
8 metres.
Exactly.
All right, well, we'll do 8 metres and then we'll see. OK, so I'll hold that.
I've got something that's half a metre long.
That's not me, no.
I carry around a ruler with me.
OK, so that's 8 metres, and then you went a bit further.
Like, so, yeah, about here, where I'm standing.
That is mental. I'm gonna have a dart. Well, you had a running start, yeah?
Yeah, you can do it standing if you want.
All right, I'm gonna do a standing start.
Gives it. That's at least a start.
I haven't done any training. You've been at this for 8 years, so...
that's true. That is
I reckon with the
very
right funding. That is pretty impressive, though, isn't it?
Thank you.
That's pretty impressive. Come on, let's one more. Gold medal. Was it amazing being part of Super Saturday?
Yes, it was pretty special. I mean, it goes down as Mo, Jess, and that random ginger guy who turned up as well on the day.
But your life will be different after tonight.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I don't know what Nancy's got planned for you. Sounds like the ginger kid's getting laid.
It is amazing meeting you, Greg. You know, but it does sort of remind me how shit my year was last year. Like, you won a gold medal and I had my bird table stolen. Completely different years.
Is that on Super Saturday?
Actually, I did have a good Saturday that Saturday because I had spaghetti bolognese for a tea, so... I'm with you, buddy.
Both winners.
Like, the way Mo did you think of doing anything? Like...
I did kind of consider it, because obviously the Mobot is massive, but then
I
I
hate
just
it, I
would
think it's rubbish.
I'd be ripping it off and then people hate me.
I know he's a really nice guy, everyone really likes him, but it's shit, isn't it?
It is. You know the M from YMCA, why didn't he just do the M from...
It was the M.
But that's not the M.
Yeah, that is the M from YMCA. That is... What did you thought the M was that?
Yeah, but he's from down under, isn't he?
Yeah. OK, let's have a look and see if the Olympics are up there. Of course, the number one thing, the Olympics. Jess Ennis was at the peak of physical fitness in the heptathlon. Watching her, I couldn't help feeling ashamed of myself because I could see what I was doing reflected in the telly. Sean's team, what do you think the nation enjoyed over the last year in the sporting world?
Well, I would say Andy Murray would be one, wouldn't it? Winning the US Open, the first title he's won, and he won an Olympic medal, didn't he?
He's bloody good. Are you a big fan of Andy Murray?
Yeah, I think he's done a good job for tennis and everything else. Relatively nice guy, so...
Relatively nice guy, wow. All right, get a room, Jesus. He's a relatively nice guy. He's done a good job for tennis.
Well, his problem is that to eradicate his personality, because when he started, like, you can see on court, he's clearly got a lot of passion and things, but when he started, he would mess about in interviews and do jokes, and he's got loads of abuse for it. So now he just deliberately tries to be as tedious as he can. His interviews now, after, like, the most incredible tennis game, go, yeah, it was quite awkward because I hit the ball, but he moved when I'd hit it. So I had to hit the ball to the other side, but he moved again, so I kept... Then I tried to go down the middle, but he was there as well. It was absolutely...
He lost 2 toenails, but they didn't say which 2 it was, because it's only your big toe and your little toe that have names.
This is 100% true. Andy Murray, during the final with the US Open, he lost 2 toenails, turned black and fell off during the game. But, sorry, so we don't know which 2 because they've...
Because it's only your big toe and your little toe have names. And big toe's the only toe that actually does anything. All the rest of the toes are just hanging around with him. Like, if you move your toes up and down.
OK, all right, yeah, I'm doing it.
I know, everybody's doing it.
I'm doing my big toe now.
But the big toe's the only one that actually goes up and down. All the rest of them are just going, what's going on? My little toe's in a real bad way. It's rolled right over.
But you don't get this on the commentary, do you? You never get a commentator going, and I imagine Andy Murray's toes are going black.
Do you play tennis at all, Joe?
No. I'm a bit annoyed, though, because my application to be a ball boy got turned down again. I don't know why I bother.
That wasn't by Wimbledon authorities, it was actually by the local police.
Yeah.
You could just pick the balls up and just press them against your beard. Carry them in your beard. It'll look a lot better.
See, I could do it.
Do you watch tennis? You a fan of Andy Murray?
Yes. No, I'm a fan of Roger Federer. I do like Andy Murray, but I have a crush on Roger.
You've got a crush on Roger Federer?
Yes.
Well, if you would like, you know, someone that looks a little bit like his special needs younger brother...
Well, that's what I said.
Look no further, my friend.
You look like Federer if he stood in front of that ball cannon. Just went...
What are you saying?
You look puffed up.
Anna, you come second. Well.
Not often.
You do.
You just said.
Well, I can tell you, Andy Murray is not in our top 3, but I don't mean to take anything away from Andy Murray, but let's put this into perspective. Andy Murray has won 1 Grand Slam, which means he's won just 1 more Grand Slam than me. Johnstein, what do you think people have been talking about this week?
The most interesting one is John Travolta.
John Travolta?
You know, he gets a bit naked, asks for some favours.
This is the story that 2 people are suing him, claiming that he made inappropriate advances whilst having a massage. David, you must have met him. You're a Hollywood star. Come on, you must hang out together.
What is this show about? I thought it was an animal show. I'm just wondering. It's 8 out of 10 cats.
Yeah, they bring them on in the interval. Sit down there.
If you've worked on Britain's Got Talent, I guess you've got used to not taking the title of a show too literally.
It's been alleged that Travolta propositioned the man for sex. Well, that's not quite how he put it. He actually said, "Will you touch my rama-lama-lama, ka-diggity-ding-de-dong," before suggesting they move to the bedroom for some shoo-bop, shoo-waddy-waddy, ippity-boom-de-boom. Yeah. OK, Sean, what do you think the nation will be talking about this week?
Britain's Got Talent. You did it over here, didn't you?
I did it over here.
Britain's Got Talent's mainly made here, Sean.
What's the American one called?
America's Got Talent.
I knew it!
Yeah.
But you were great on the show.
Yeah, oh, thanks. I had a hard time understanding everyone, but I got to tour the country and...
Well, you ended up going out with a lovely Welsh girl as well, yeah?
Yeah, my girlfriend is from Gleneath, and the weather's tough over there. The weather's tough everywhere. You have 2 winters over here. I mean, you have 2 summers. It's like you have winter and July.
Yeah, that's why the buttons on our shirt go all the way up to the top.
I met Pudsey this week, and I thought I was a dog fan, but to be fair, never met one with more money than me.
I was watching that and I thought I'd be a lot more impressed if he was a Labrador and she was blind. And the dance routine was actually worked out by the dog. She's just going, what are we doing now? What are we doing now? Like that.
They won £500,000, is that right?
Yeah. I know. It's
amazing.
It's a lot of money.
How much does the lady get?
All of it. Ashley. It's a dog. She's going to go, 1 for me, 1 for you. 1 for me, 1 for you. And I go, he's not looking, he's over there. Chucks a stick away and goes...
Well, there's a new talent show in town, Jimmy, and it's called The Voice. And maybe you're not watching The Voice. Will I am.
John Richardson, everyone. Yeah.
You know when sometimes you're watching a TV talent show, it's basically karaoke on TV, and you think, this needs chairs that spin round.
It seems to be such a big selling point, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Chairs spin round, it's a big deal.
It's quite exciting at first.
I don't think it's part of the format. I think it was in Tom's contract, because his hips are so bad he can't turn round anymore. It took so long, they put the chairs in. After the show, they put wheels and handles on it and take him home.
Is the show better if I did... Oh, I heard you, and then I didn't know what you looked like, and then I turned round.
It should be allowed, though, once they've turned round and seen the people, to go, keep going.
If they can turn back
again, go, we must be joking.
I don't know, I mean, Tom Jones is like, he's sort of quite an icon and stuff, and he's had hits for 40 years, but Danny is in the script.
I reckon the first time the viewing public saw Danny, Wikipedia must have crashed. Who's he?
Literally, I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. He could be in our front row now, I would not know.
You wouldn't know, he wouldn't be facing you.
No, Sam, you are not the voice. That's okay. You are the moves, you are the quiff, you are the fashion. You can come on the ass. That's a show I'm developing. It's a new show I'm developing, The Ass.
The Ass.
And the judges are Kim Kardashian and J-Lo and Nicki Minaj and Beyonce. And they look at an ass. And then based on that ass, they decide whether they want to hear your talent. And if you don't have one, you're on Kim Kardashian's team. You can come on the ass and you can come on the ass. No, I can't guarantee you'll get in, but you can.
The Voice aims to take total nobodies and make them household names, like Danny from the script. If you're honest, did you know who Danny was?
Yes, I did.
What's your favourite script song?
I went to Euro Disney when I was a young teenager and got groped by Pluto. Sort of put me off it, really. Had my photo taken with him in his big dog hand. Gave me a squeeze on my prepubescent buns. He probably doesn't work there anymore. He's probably moved on. He's probably a priest now or something.
I've never thought there might be a sinister reason why Mickey Mouse wears those white gloves before now.
No Prince, Pluto! Do you think Minnie and Mickey are like children, or do you think they're grown-up mice?
Grown-up.
I think they're grown up. I think they're grown up in my head. They're grown up.
Are they a couple or are they brother and sister?
Oh,
I think mice.
They've both got the same surname.
I think.
Look, I know exactly what's going on because I've got the 2-year-old. Mickey and Minnie dating. Donald and Daisy dating. Goofy, a dog, dating Clarabelle, a cow, who has a pet dog, and Pluto's also a pet who doesn't make any decisions or choices. Something's wrong in the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I'll tell you that right now.
That was such a good explanation.
Me and my friend at uni took a girl on a first date to see Freddy versus Jason. And then on the way home, he bought her... Well, he didn't actually buy her. They went to KFC, but he wouldn't even treat her to the bucket.
He wouldn't even treat her to the bucket?
The KFC.
Is that...
She had to split the bucket.
He split the bucket? He didn't see a movie and then he split the bucket. Well, that sounds like...
That makes sense.
That's the rudest thing I've ever said.
Piranha 3DD is a sequel, isn't it? There's a Piranha film.
Yes.
Did you see that before you did 3DD?
Of course he didn't.
Part of it.
Hand on heart, have you seen Piranha 3DD?
Well, yes, I did. Yeah, I did go to the restroom at the pivotal moment of the film, and I missed that.
Oh. Is it when all the credits come up?
Yeah. No, it has something to do with a piranha and a guy, and well, you can say most anything you want on these TV shows. So if I say Willie.
Well, steady on, David, steady on. There's kids still watching this.
You're saying the F word every 5 seconds.
Are you making a reference to Mr. Tinkle?
Mr. Tinkle getting his anatomy chopped off in 3D by a piranha while in the moment.
Yeah. In the moment? I can't believe you said Willie on the show.
Don't you have people... I mean, do you not have the name Willie over here? Is there a Willie in the audience?
Oh, my God. Hello, and welcome Welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats Uncut, a show all about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, students have to apply for an average of 24 jobs before they find a position? Things are tough out there. I met a guy recently who told me he had a first with honours, an MA and a PhD. I said, that's great, but I asked you for a burger without pickle. 72% of people find spending time with animals relaxing. I like having dogs around, but my girlfriend objects to all the licking of balls and sniffing of bums. She says it upsets the dogs. And 40% of men worry about getting fat. There's a simple test for men. Look down at your stomach. If it's flat, you've got nothing to worry about. If it's sticking out a bit, you might need to go on a diet. And if you can't see your stomach because your boobs are getting in the way, you've got a problem. What's the nation been talking about this week? What do you think, Joe?
Oh, possibly Miley Cyrus smoking a joint somewhere.
Yes, Miley Cyrus allegedly smoked a joint at the MTV Music Awards. There she is with the herbal cigarette. Is she going swimming straight after that? Jordan, what did you think of it? You're a pop star.
Well, she came out in the news recently and said she's not being exploited. She's actually in complete control of what she's doing, and she's the world's biggest feminist.
Can I just say, I literally am the biggest feminist. So if Miley wants to come and see me, she can.
Would you put a flea in her ear?
I bloody well would. Put a fucking fist in her ear.
What I like about her, slightly like about her, is she's kind of getting it slightly wrong. You know, because normally people they're overtly sexual, they try and be really cool.
Yeah, that's what.
And she sort of does it slightly. I think she sort of is just making these decisions, because I'm sure the record executives wouldn't be keen on the whole dwarf thing. Like she goes on stage with loads of dwarves, and they probably think that's not actually. It's a bit just weird. It's uncool. I mean, she's literally a whisker away from lighting her own farts. As far as I can tell. She's going to do big blowing snot balloons next, and then going like that. I think she sort of is in charge of what she's doing, and
she hasn't quite nailed what sexy is.
I think the problem with Miley Cyrus is that because she was a Disney child, it's so much more tragic, everyone thinks, that Disney gone bad, you know, like Britney Spears. And it's sort of like Dumbo shagging Bambi or something, you know? It's like Disney gone nightmare.
You put that in my head. You just ruined my childhood.
I watched the footage of her at the AMAs and I was shocked because how, in the name of sweet bell peppers, she's won an award for music.
Yes.
Why is no one talking about that? The award winners at that thing were Justin Bieber, her and One Direction. Why is nobody reporting the fact that music is dead?
Let's have a look and see if Miley is up there. Yes, Miley Cyrus caused controversy allegedly smoking marijuana on stage at the MTV Music Awards, although I saw the footage of Miley and I think I could see a better crack.
Faster trains.
Faster trains.
Between Manchester, Leeds and London.
Manchester, Leeds and London. You're going the long way round, aren't you?
Well, you know, they can't get the one that they're doing now on time, so are they going to make it an hour and 6 if they can't do it in 2 hours from Manchester to London?
I'm quite happy with 2 hours to Manchester. I think you need a little bit of time to prepare yourself for going up north.
I don't like this fast train because I don't like being early. I'm going to, you know, because it takes an hour, you're going to be early, you're just going to be hanging about. Get a slow one, keep warm.
I don't think you will be early because it's not going to be built for 20 years.
Yeah. 2033, isn't it?
Yes, it's going to be finished in 2033.
I thought we'd be teleporting by then. If I haven't got jetpacks, I don't want to be alive, let alone clinging on for life in a super fast buffet car, like.
They're saying it's for, like, European business people, though, that are coming over. But surely if you've had, like, a flight from Moscow, you're not going to land and then go, how much to Manchester? 2 hours. F*** me, I'll go back.
Where's he going back to?
Don't know.
Is it really going to go 260 miles an hour?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
It's a shame, because you're not going to be able to stick your head out the window anymore, are you? It'd be too dangerous. I used to love doing that. I did it all the way from Cardiff to Bangor once. God knows how many insects I ate, but I was...
Too fast, isn't it?
Too fast.
You'll have to change train impressions for kids. Like, you can't go... Won't do that, will it? It'll just go...
won't be as good.
It wasn't that long ago that they binned Concorde, which was really quick getting to the States because it cost too much money. But now they've decided to spend 30 billion just to go to Manchester.
Are you saying we should get Concords to Manchester?
We could,
Because I'm in.
30 billion, yeah.
Well, for that kind of money, I mean, there's other things we could spend that money on, aren't there? I mean, it's a huge amount.
Yeah.
We could have a free bar on the train for 20 years.
Instead of building a train line, why don't they have that thing in supermarkets where they send the money down a tube? That thing where the money pops up in a tube. That's so quick. Why don't they just build one of those? Just goes,
thing in
supermarkets? Those things, they come up in a tube and it's like a plastic thing and they open it and they put all the money in and then it goes doof, and then it appears somewhere else. So they put the money in, they screw it, and then they pop in a tube, doof, it's gone. Literally seconds, and then you can hear somebody in the distance going, oh. Why not a massive one of those?
Shoot people out of cannons.
I don't think that's practical, Joe.
Not all right, not one then, 3.
3 cannons.
One to Totten, then change, get another cannon. Leeds. It's like a 20-minute wait there.
And then get another cannon.
And then another cannon there.
I could see that if there's a problem, like a cannon replacement service.
Yeah. An idea.
OK, let's see if the new high-speed rail line is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, the most talked about thing. The government have unveiled plans for a new high-speed rail line. It said it will cost £32.7 billion, or £35 billion if you get a return. John, Rachel, Chris, what else will the nation be talking about this week?
Super Mario's off.
Super Mario's off. Stinks.
So this is Mario Balotelli, and he's... Go on, tell me the story.
He's off. He was a troublemaker at City. He had a bit of a ruck with Mancini a little while ago, and he's off to AC Milan.
I don't think he's that bad, really. I think the rest of the footballers are weird. I don't think he's the weirdo. If you're a 22-year-old millionaire, why aren't they all acting like him? Let's be honest, he's the normal one. The rest of them going, oh, yeah, it was good, yeah, bought a new pencil case today, I'm excited. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be going mental. I'd have a cape. I'd wear a cape constantly. Everything. I'd go crazy.
You can afford a cape.
Yeah, but I can't put it on.
Why do you think that capes are incredibly expensive? I mean, you're on telly quite a lot, Chris. You can get a cape. I'll buy you a cape.
That's why I came.
He does some strange things. Mario's mum once sent him to John Lewis to pick up an ironing board. He came back with a scale electric, a quad bike and a trampoline.
He's like Tom Hanks in Big.
He's amazing. This is great. Days after signing to City, Balotelli crashed his car on the way to training, and when the police asked him why he had £5,000 in cash on him, he replied, "Because I am rich."
He's a lunatic. If he wasn't a professional footballer, he'd just be in the park shouting at ducks.
It'd be nice for you to have some company.
He's just said to all his friends, hasn't he, now he's left, go to my home and take what you want.
So he said, I'm going away to Milan, so I want you to just take everything, except my pants.
Yeah, except my undies, that's right.
Yeah, he said, don't take my pants,
I'm
but
the
take everything
opposite.
else.
When I have friends over, I insist they take a pair with them.
So Balotelli's girlfriend has said that she'll come and visit him in Milan because she said that Manchester was too remote.
You'll change your mind when that new train track's built, Jimmy. They're all the supermodels will come crawling back when they can get to Toten in the Midlands. Coming back with their knickers round their ankles.
Tiny little
Isn't that a phrase, though? You'll be back with your knickers round... Is that
tail in between your legs?
That is definitely not a phrase.
Is it not tail between your legs?
I think it's in... John, I think it sounds better in the original Latin. Quest testos retonos per an inscription above a church. You'll be back with your knickers round your ankles. Oh, man.
It's exciting, though, isn't it, football? Transfer deadline day. Because that happens in comedy as well. I got a last-minute bid from Loose Women today, but failed the medical.
Deadline day for me. I've got some chicken in my fridge that goes out of date tomorrow.
QPR will have it. They bought everything else. Oh, it's a real one for the aficionados. Well done there. That is men who've been clicking refresh on BBC Sport all day that got that
job. There's another big transfer story.
Beckham. He's not going to Arsenal.
Let's list the clubs he's not going to.
He's not going to Preston.
Is he not going to Preston?
I know where he's going.
Well, would you know where's he going?
He's going to Paris.
Yes. The incredible thing about this, so David Beckham has signed for Paris Saint-Germain, and he's donating his entire £150,000 a week salary to a children's charity. Is that bad?
Yeah. He wants to be Sir David Beckham.
Is
That's
that
what
bad?
It's about.
A children's charity.
In my book, that's evil.
It's
wrong. It should be stopped now. Stop him with his evil, conniving, giving money, all his wages to charity schemes. What the f*** he playing? Don't pretend that there's not a bigger agenda here. Say that something.
He was obviously pissed when he said it.
Beckham apparently is going to move into this mansion, and it's got a panic room, otherwise known as the library.
Should we have a look and see whether the transfer window is one of the most talked about things this week?
Yep.
Yes, it was transfer deadline day yesterday. Manchester City striker Mario Balotelli has moved to AC Milan. David Beckham has signed for French club PSG. If you're watching, David, be careful what you eat in France. They recently found some beef DNA in their horse burgers.
Cheryl Cole was accused of miming on X Factor, wasn't she?
Yeah.
It's a big scandal.
I don't think she was, though, because she put out a very strongly worded statement in which she said...
Melanie, do you think she was miming or not?
Well, if she's miming really well. And if she's singing really well. And I think she's probably better at one than the other. Hey, we've all seen her sing live. Didn't we? At the Queen thing? The Queen's Golden Doodah?
Well, no, there was another... I've seen her sing
The Queen's Golden Doodah?
Did you not know the Queen has a golden doodah? She was on Embarrassing Bodies. They did a royal special.
I'd love to see that.
So Cheryl's denied that she was miming.
Yeah, no, it's really difficult.
Is that not
because...
part of the job, though? I mean, you were in the Spice Girls for years, and you have to sometimes on a TV show mime, right?
Yeah, I mean, often you mime because you don't have the choice because they're not set up for the sound, but it's the X Factor. And there's lots of contestants singing live who've had no experience on live television, which when you've been in a band, like Girls Aloud, you have.
Right.
But even if you are a really experienced singer, it's hard to do a good job. And they're going, I wonder whether it's like, sorry, it's a fly. I've not got an issue there. Well, I've got a few, but not that one.
There wasn't, she mimed that. There wasn't a fly, she mimed that. I also seeing it from Cheryl's point of view. You know, everyone's going, oh, she mimed, she shouldn't have mimed. Well, what you've got to remember is, of course she mimed, she's trying to sell a record. If she sang that record live, that'd be a PR disaster.
I think if she was miming, it's just the worst thing ever. The idea that she can't sing live on a show that's all about live singing. I know I'm stating the obvious.
You're a singer as well, right?
Yeah, yes.
So
Yeah.
did you used to be in bands?
Yeah, I did. I used to be. I was in a manufactured band actually. It was an all-girl.
Spice Girls weren't manufactured.
I didn't mean to look at you. I didn't mean to look at you. It was because of you're in my eye line, and I was in it, and it was a kind of classical all-girl group, and we sang.
Would you ever be tempted to go on X Factor?
Oh no, because I get cross watching it because I think it's like a talent show, but I think it's also mainly an entertainment show.
It's so cannibalistic, isn't it? That basically Cheryl Cole sings on the... It's like this sort of monster that eats its own shit. Like, and it'll get to the point where the backstory will be, yes, well, I won X Factor once, and things didn't really turn out for me, so I'm ending up back on X Factor. I think it's just a big scam. One day it'll all be exposed, be like PPI, you know, and everyone will get all their money back from the phone calls.
You'll get a phone call. Did you ever buy a One Direction single? I did. Well, you could be owed money.
Yeah.
Are you a big X Factor fan, Miley?
This is a tricky one for me because, of course, Mel B's a judge on it.
Right.
So I have to.
Lie.
I do support. I have to lie. No, I do support her, and she's the best thing on it because she says it like it is. But I hate the show, and I'm totally bored of it, and I can't believe it's still on the telly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've ever sat on a fence before, but that's not how that's done.
It's just so contrived.
Yeah, it's not like in the old days of the Spice Girls. It's not like they didn't have an idea for
It
that.
was completely organic, the Spice Girls.
Of course it was, yeah.
But
The
the X Factor is so done, isn't it? Who's gone on to have a great career from the X Factor?
One Direction.
Well, that's it. That's it. How many years has it been on? 11th, we're in the 11th year?
I mean, I've done pretty well since I won it. Granted, it was a different show then. I'd be like, at the end, I'd be like, fax me, vote for me by fax. And I'd do the fax mime.
Oh, do they still do that on it as well? Call. Don't you hate that?
I
You know, the
hate that.
contestants.
It's like, if the is dog you are not going to convince me by doing that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I hated everything you... Oh, you want me to phone? Yeah, I will do, yeah.
Yeah, but you say that. I don't like the song on the Gay Exchange advert, but I call.
What was that number again?
08785 7978 45.
That's where I know you from. OK, John, who do you think is going to win?
The Italian one, because that's what they said on Gogglebox. And that's where I get all of my X Factor knowledge from. They said the Italian one who likes dogs is going to win it.
I can't believe he's not going to win it, Dad. You're such a idiot.
He said it.
One of them on the X Factor said he seduced a lady who may also have been on the X Factor, but he said he got to 6th base. I think that's where you take a while she's brushing your teeth. I think that's it. You're so comfortable.
Is that the really incredible, talented Stevie dude? Didn't he go out for dinner with Simon Cowell to a harvester or something?
It's actually called Harvester, not Harvester, but I made the same mistake.
Sorry,
I had no idea.
How many things are allowed?
Oh, you're allowed loads of them, don't panic.
No C words, though. We're not allowed
No
any
C words?
Back to the C word at some point.
OK, lovely, no
Brilliant,
problem.
thanks.
She's going to play the C word at some point. What do you think of Simon Cowell? People criticised Stevie Ritchie for being cheesy this week. This is how he responded. That's pretty distressing. I think his belly button's winking at me.
Why did he have, like, sports socks and sweatbands on?
Because he's like sort of the new Sporty Spice.
Is he Sporty X Factor?
He's the new Sporty Spice. Look at
It's a waste of good cheese, that. I like a laugh, so I have the triangle one, but there's no need for the blue cheese there to get involved. His cock clearly isn't there.
I think he might have gone mental.
I've got another one.
Fans of cheese jokes, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Sean Locke, everyone.
Shame it wasn't Parmesan or some other hard cheese. Hard.
His publicist said, damn, that was a bad idea.
These jokes could brie better.
Yeah. Let's see if X Factor's up there. Yes, Cheryl's been accused of miming on The X Factor. The X Factor ratings have embarrassed Simon Cowell. He's really lost face and then replaced that face with a much bigger, wonkier face. Tonight, it's our panelist's job to guess the nation's top 3 favourite TV shows. John's team.
Well...
Yeah. Oh, right. Oh,
Yes.
hang on.
Great British Bake Off. Truly one of the greatest television
Oh,
programmes. I can't tell you how apoplectic with joy I am to be this close to Mel, because I watch it, don't get frightened.
No, I love it.
In my pants.
Shall I piss off?
Angel time.
Ease yourself back, John.
There's something delightful about watching people sweating over making a cake while you're eating Angel Delight in your pants. There's just something really...
See, here's the thing, I really like the show, but I think cake is for people who don't drink to feel like they've had fun in their life.
What are you saying?
People who drink, when they go, I was a bit naughty this weekend, you go, what happened? Well, I ended up puking. I shit myself on my doorstep. The people who don't drink, they go, I was a bit naughty this weekend. You go, well, what did you do? They went, well, I had chocolate fudge cake.
I watch it. I like it.
Do you, Sean?
I do like it. Well, I like it. It's like Midsummer Murders, but no one gets killed.
Yeah.
Gentle, warm, summery feeling, but there's no, unnecessary killing of anyone.
Have you thought of introducing maybe a murder mystery element to the show?
That would be very,
If you don't win, you get killed.
Yeah. I can see Beza committing some murders.
So are you like...
Beza?
I probably shouldn't have said that. Mary Berry. She's lovely.
I'd like to see her lose her once in a while. Do you know what I mean? You'd like to see Mary Berry go a bit Gordon Ramsay on one of them. Just shove your macaroons up your arse.
She's actually a lot younger than... She's not younger than she looks, but her face has aged from opening the oven all the time. She's dried out all her skin.
She hasn't got dry skin.
She's about 30. Yeah. Years of opening the ovens. There we go.
It does have a great male sex symbol.
Who's the male sex symbol?
Paul Hollywood.
Carol, do you fancy him?
Well, he came on Loose Women and I nibbled on his brioche.
Did you?
Well, no wonder he came.
You.
Can we have a look at this Hollywood character? Here he is.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The most fun thing I've ever done in all of my life, seriously, was to steal Paul Hollywood's car and drive it half a mile away so that he thought that it was stolen.
You didn't?
Yeah.
He's got a posh car, hasn't he?
He's got... His car is so posh, you don't actually put a key in, you put a crystal into a thing.
Where's a Superman's car?
It's a rock of crystal. Well, actually, it's not a rock, it's just a rectangle of crystal.
Should be a wooden spoon, really, shouldn't it?
You put the crystal in, and then, this is absolutely true, in Hollywood's car, the Bond theme tune kicks in as soon as it starts.
You can't have the Bond music banging out and step out of your car and people go, what do? I eat muffins.
It can get really emotional and tense in the programme. It's like Dallas or something. It's really tense.
People's lives are invested in
the
their
baking.
sponge. Yeah. Me and Sue and I should say, grammatically correct.
Yeah, thank you.
We, with them, invest our very selves into the Battenberg/quiche.
Oh, the Union Jack Battenberg.
That was amazing.
Phenomenal.
I would never expect John Richardson to just go, oh, the Union Jack Battenberg.
No.
It doesn't seem that right-wing, does it?
Coming over here with your syllabub and your bloody pistachio ice cream coffee nonsense. I like a Battenberg cake, shaped like a flag. Now, piss off.
Sean, what do you think of the nation's favourite TV shows?
It's the David Attenborough's shows.
Oh, yeah.
They're incredible programmes, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yes, they're very good. He's run out, really, though. He'll end up just now looking under dustbins at woodlice. He's done everything else.
Let's have a look at Attenborough's latest series, Africa.
Africa. The world's greatest wilderness. The only place on Earth to see the full majesty of nature. Rarely seen places and untold stories.
There's nowhere in the world
where one life puts on a greater show. This is the last place on Earth where you can come eye to eye with the greatest animals that walk our planet. This is Africa.
The most famous scene of that, it was the giraffes fighting. Did we all see the giraffes?
Necking.
Yeah, in my head, that's how supermodels fight.
Did you see the one with the birds? I think they were called shoebill birds.
Oh, God, it was awful.
That was... And the mum, it was like Sophie's choice.
What happened?
She had to...
Oh.
The mum had to choose... I'm actually...
Go on.
I'm welling up.
Go on. Go on,
I'm
tell us.
actually welling up. The shoebill mum had to choose...
It was horrible. What did
She had to choose... She had to John, comforter, for God's sake! She's a
She
had to choose between her two chicks, which one to save.
Which one did... Which one did she say? No?
She chose the stronger one. She didn't even choose the weaker one.
She's a good mum. That's what they would do, a good mum. Bad mum would go on, I'll have the weaker one.
She knew that the race of shoebill would continue if she went for the stronger one rather.
And also, she has no feelings. She's got a tiny brain. She's got a tiny brain and no feelings. So it doesn't matter, does it?
The look in her eye, she knew what she was doing.
No, she didn't. Her brain's probably about that big.
No. Her eye, the weird thing about them is their eyelids, I seem to remember, flick around to the side. And she came into the camera and the eye went brrr, like that and flicked round as if to say, I know what I'm doing. It was horrendous.
Did they by any chance put some emotional swelling music underneath it to make you feel like she was making an emotional choice?
Because they have to drown out the sound of Attenborough behind the camera going,
Don't worry, I'll finish it off. You take the other one.
It would be.
I've got a shovel here. Okay. I'll sort it out. Don't worry, you fly off. It's like sandwich spread by the time he's finished. And again, David, stop now!
Stop it!
Let's have a look and see if it's up there.
Yay! I've been talking a little bit about Ed Miliband.
Oh, yeah. How did that end up?
He was trending on Twitter, but so was Kim Kardashian's arse. And I don't know about you, but I know which one I'd rather watch eat a bacon sandwich. Kim Kardashian's famous because her father was a lawyer who defended O.J. Simpson in the O.J. Simpson murder trial. He did this while Kim Kardashian's mother was Nicole Brown Simpson's best friend. And then he died of cancer. And then his daughter went on to marry Kanye West, the man who murders music. So it's full circle, really.
OK, back to Ed Miliband. We've all had a lovely look at someone's bum.
I can just imagine Ed Miliband watching this and going, when are they going to talk about me? The Band-Aid are getting back together again. Bob Geldof said he got a call from the UN. Imagine he's got like a bat phone or something. So they're going to do a song to raise money for Ebola.
Apparently they've changed the lyrics because because it's to raise money for Ebola specifically. So instead of Bono singing, well, tonight, thank God it's them instead of you, well, tonight we're reaching out and touching you, which is the worst possible idea if someone has Ebola.
Tonight we're reaching out at you.
Jess, are you excited about the lineup?
I don't really know.
I'll tell you. It's good. It's One Direction, Ed Sheeran, Bastille, Ellie Goulding.
I actually think that sounds quite good.
I think it'll be all right, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a good lineup.
Yeah.
You in it, Jamie? You in the
No, I knew you were going to ask me that. I'm not in it.
But you've just done a charity single, haven't you? You've just done the one for
did the
Children
God
in
Only
Need.
Knows thing for the BBC, yeah, for Children in Need.
Why is it always like a charity single? Why don't they do like charity crisps?
I did Jimmy Carr. Does that mean nothing to you? The Walkers campaign for Comic Relief a couple of years ago. Yeah, that literally happened.
Oh, did it?
That is a thing that happened. It was me, Frank Skinner and Al Murray and a bunch of us kind
And
of...
me.
Oh, was it?
Sean Cocktail. I think it'd be good if songs could actually change things, make things better. They were like a powerful force.
Well, what would you change?
Well,
with the power song?
I'd go to North Korea, go to Kim Jong-un, and say, look, unless you stop your nuclear tests, I'll get Katie Melua, One Direction, Ed Sheeran, and Miley Cyrus, and we're going to do a hell of a song. So. Change your ways, Kim Jong-un.
We've got.
We've landed on the moon, haven't we?
Near enough, I'd say. Is that near enough?
Something.
It's an incredible story, isn't it?
Apparently, yeah. We've landed a fridge on a comet. They said it was the equivalent of throwing a hammer in London and hitting a nail in Delhi.
Yeah, they've sort of done quite a lot of that stuff in the papers, trying to make us understand what's going on. So they said this was an incredible feat. It's like a golfer sending a golf ball 4 times round the Earth and still managing to score a hole-in-one.
I don't understand that, because the hole-in-one is the least impressive part of that. It's the fact that they've sent it round the world, isn't it? The hole-in-one at the end is irrelevant, surely.
You'd be pissed off if you sent a ball around the world 4 times and then someone didn't even go in. That's what I mean.
Because another one of them was that it's like getting a fly to land on a bullet. And if you're taking Jamie's logic, the impressive thing about that would be persuading a fly to do that.
Joe, you're often surrounded by flies. What do you make of this probe landing on a comet?
Well, it's got a decent sat-nav, hasn't it? Because my one's so I wouldn't mind the one they use, because it got to a pissing comet. I can't even get to Guildford without it going around a pissing runway system. So,
It did go around the Earth 3 times. I think you'd be a bit pissed off if you sat nav.
my car's diesel.
Kirsty, were you excited by the comet?
It doesn't really do it for me. No, it doesn't really do it. Plus, they called it, what was it, 67p? Well, that's rubbish, isn't it? If you really want to engage people, don't name it after something in budgeons that, you know, is on the pound shelf. I think
It's a bargain if it's on the pound shelf. 67p, Joe would be all over that.
You know, when you're trying to find analogies to show how difficult it is, there must be better ones, like it's like getting a photograph of the Queen having a Brazilian.
Yeah, no, that's how difficult, yeah.
It's like having sex with a woman.
It's like when you're drunk on holiday and you're jumping into the pool and you want to land right on the lilo. Just looking for the water every time.
But this would be like jumping out of the plane that's flying you to your holiday destination and landing in the pool on the lilo and catching a drink as you...
It's like trying to find a pound in the car park so you can buy a can.
Joe, what do you make of this scandal?
Well, I was a bit gutted that we didn't get the 2018, because I'm a big football fan, actually. The only thing that annoys me about going to football is, you know, when you're in the crowd and they pan on someone in the audience, they just wave. I think that's a waste. I think if the camera panned on me at a football game, I wouldn't wave, I'd pull a tooth out.
And that's what you think of the corruption?
Oh, there's corruption, is there?
Well, they said there's no corruption, but we think there is.
We think there might be.
I just think, what a place, a joyless place to have a great football tournament. I mean, it's an utterly joyless country who funds ISIS, don't they?
I wouldn't wind him up then.
No.
I should say there's no evidence for Qatar funding ISIS. Joe, no offence, mate, but you look as if you might be joining.
Yeah.
John, would you go to the World Cup? If it was in Qatar, would you go?
No, I wouldn't, no. I like a drink, and if I've had a drink, something homosexual might happen, and that's 2 risks that I can't take.
Sorry, just talk me through that again. So you like a drink, I know you like a drink, and if I've had a drink, something homosexual might happen.
I can't...
No, I like a drink, but I'm not really pretty sure. You're saying you can't rule it out?
I can't rule it out, can I? Just saying, if England win 3-0 and I've had a few pina coladas, we get back to the hotel, there's a jacuzzi. I don't want to end up in prison for having a good time.
Why are you looking right at me?
The whole thing about FIFA is we invented football, the Football Association rule book, you know, we created football and we gave it away. We should be in charge of where the World Cup is.
Oh, can we get it back?
Well, we could if we invented a new version of it.
What? Come on.
I've come up with.
OK.
Footballs.
Footballs, all right. What's the difference? What's the...
2 balls on the pitch. Simple. So you've always got goals at either end going on all the time. Yeah, and one player on your team is actually playing for the other team. But you don't know which one it is. It's just change it around a bit and then take football back. Footballs.
I hope you enjoyed those clips. If you want to watch full episodes of 8 out of 10 Cats, then you can on my YouTube channel. Just, search for it on YouTube and you'll find it, because it's there.